Paid for by McGinnis for Alabama. 203 Investment Lane, Summerdale, Alabama. 36580.
Hillary! Hillary! I'm really feeling my pain. I sure could use a 5-point plan right now.
I'm Christina Warner McKinnis, and we all need the 5-point plan for Alabama farms and families. Better food security. They should be able to buy Alabama rotisserie chicken with SNAP benefits, not margarita mix. Guide more farmers to the millions of dollars in grants they deserve. Protect our farmland from China and promote sweet-grown Alabama for tourism. We need more Alabama food on the plates of our schools and home. It's time to tell the politicians in Montgomery, same old is not working for us.
Christina Warner McKinnis for Agriculture.
I haven't asked the big guy yet, but I have a feeling he'll like the plan.
This 5-point plan is huge, very special. And believe me, I know the 5-point plan. And all the other 5-point plans are horrible, probably made in China.
Dewan Walker has been an Alabama Power customer since 1999.
We're being squeezed on every side. We hear about Alabama Power freezing their rates. That's the best news we can get. Alabama Power rate freeze will provide real relief for Alabama working families. Alabama Power is protecting their customers by making data centers pay their full cost. It makes me feel at peace. Alabama Power is really stepping up and doing what's right for customers.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Hi, this is Carol Kennedy with Camo Country, and we've been advertising with Blue Water Broadcasting for many years, and we appreciate Blue Water Broadcasting helping promote Camo Country.
Did you know that radio is the #1 reach platform in all of media? It's true. Call us to find out how to put radio's #1 reach to work for your business. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Attention River Region business owners. Local counties are now inspecting and enforcing backflow prevention requirements. Headley Plumbing is fully certified to install, repair, and test backflow preventers, helping you stay compliant and avoid costly violations. We've been serving the River Region for decades with dependable professional service you can trust. No membership, no contract, just fair, reliable service. Call Headley Plumbing at 285-3667 or visit headleyplumbing.com. In our business, a flush beats a full house.
Headley Metal Buildings has been your source for quality metal buildings in the River Region since 2007. Carports up to 24 feet wide, RV covers, storage buildings, even a sturdy metal barn up to 54 feet wide. Your structure can be customized, installed on level ground, and comes with a 20-year warranty. Let Headley Metal Buildings help you find the perfect solution. Financing available. Call 285-3667 for details or find Headley Metal Buildings on Facebook.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
How you conduct yourself in a democracy?
Joey Clark.
Welcome into the program. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Troy Carrica riding shotgun today. Oh, sorry, I didn't even turn your mic on.
It's been a great week with you.
I think it's been a very good week. Likewise, feelings mutual. And, well, there's plenty to get to today. Coming up at 1:30, 1:35, give or take, because they've got an event ending at 1:30, but they're going to try to make the time. Jared Hudson will be joining the program. Of course, he is running for United States Senate in this runoff against Congressman Barry Moore. And are we tired of talking about the veteran stuff yet?
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
I mean, I'm not even a veteran, and I'm like seeing a lot of veteran on veteran, like sniping, not literally, obviously, but it's kind of like, I don't even... It added to the ick of a lot of the outside PAC money stuff that's been going on.
Trace it back to the dollar. I just got off the phone with Sergeant Major Brian Battaglia, the former JCS Joint Chief of the Staff, NCO, the highest ranking NCO in the country of all men. And he said, "What's going on?
Yeah.
What is going on?" He said, "I see just camps starting to form, and it's divisive."
Well, I'll just be straight up. I think some mercenaries were called in.
Wonder who would be in charge of them.
Yeah, well, we can only speculate. We'll let other folks connect the dots. But for instance, some of the news, just on this local issue. Birmingham NBC affiliate WVTM pulls stolen valor attack ad on Moore.
I saw that.
Because they realized, we can't substantiate that.
No, you can't.
Then Jared Hudson held a press conference yesterday with a bunch of National Guardsmen, veterans, right?
Yeah,
and challenging Moore's military record ahead of the Senate runoff. And so, but here's one thing I've noticed. This came out in 1819 earlier in the week. Hudson presses attack on Moore's veteran status ahead of next week's U.S. GOP runoff election. And literally in the email, verbatim, it says, by this definition, Barry Moore is not a veteran. The campaign email that goes out to thousands of folks that then go talk to their friends. But then when Jarrett was asked about it by Jeff Poore, he said, quote unquote, "I have no idea. I just listened to some of Jarrett was on earlier today with Dale Jackson."
Yeah.
And how's it going, Dale? Love you, man. And he said to Dale, "Well, it doesn't matter what I think." And to Dale's credit, Dale pressed him, said, what are we even doing here?
Right.
Why can't, the reason we're talking about it is your campaign keeps putting this out, but I'm at the point of just add this to the list of ick. Like, what are we even talking about here at this point? And what is this plausible deniability game when it's not even plausible?
Whatever comes out of that campaign, I can tell you this, it's coming from D.C. It's coming from someone that is close to Alabama, in my opinion. And I told Jared on Monday when I saw him, and Jared, I mean this, I love you, brother. Be careful. Don't sell your soul for alienation just for a moment in the sun. It's not worth it. So be careful with what you say.
Well, and honestly, I don't want to talk to him about it because he's talked about it at every other forum for the last several days.
Well, that's
and he himself says he's tired of talking about it. So maybe we should talk about being tired of talking about it.
Let's
talk about why are we so tired of it. Yeah, why are we so tired about it? What is this game that's being played? And who's actually running the show? That's actually my question. Who's running the show? And I mean that for the Hudson campaign and the Moore campaign. Because I can't let, I publicly said I voted for Barry in the primary.
Right.
But I remember Club for Growth Sats against Steve Marshall, where they simulated a rape.
That's ridiculous. That's criminal almost.
And it's a silly, what is going on with all these? Who's actually running the show? And the system allows candidates to be like, well, I didn't do that. Well, maybe you didn't do that. And so it allows us to not be straight up at all.
Yeah.
And it's a crying shame. And honestly, I think Barry had his word on his record. I think trying to do this thing, a couple weeks ago, we were talking about who's the real Christian, which is...
That's the devil working there. So I have reviewed it. I have looked it over. I just got off the phone with the Sergeant Major. He's going to try to call in. The deal is this, Joey, and it all boils down to two things, in my opinion. One, word choice. When you are an officer candidate in any branch of the military, I don't care if it's the Coast Guard, the Space Force, the Army, whatever it is, you are paid for pay grade purposes and administrative purposes for benefits as an E5. That is an enlisted 5, which is a sergeant. And it depends on what branch you're in. Air Force, it's actually a staff sergeant. Army, it's a buck sergeant, just a straight sergeant. And so somewhere in there, some staff member put out a memo and claiming he was a staff sergeant, and you could say he was a staff sergeant because he worked on his staff, but he was an E5 for all practical intents and purposes. That is a nothing burger. Number two, the contention that he had 2 years, he claimed 2 more years of service than he actually served. It's not true. When you're in the individual mobilization augmentee and the independent ready reserves, that is a backup. You're like in the farm, you're back in the reserve element.
You're in the bullpen.
You're in the bullpen. They'll call you up if they need you, and you have to answer. And he did his 2 years in there and claimed that, and it's credible because he had good years in that spot. So there's a nothing burger here, but now the story's out and the damage is done. And now it's attached, I think, to Barry that, why is he? Here's the big thing, like Sergeant Major said, why is Barry not talking about it? Why is he not coming out? Why was he not at the debate? There comes a point when you need to but if you defend it, you kind of validate it, right?
Sure.
So
we'll see. And we'll see if it works. And I said this on, I guess it was Tuesday, the day I was flying solo. It was after the debate, so I wanted to kind of just get my sense of everything.
Sure.
And I landed on this, that in particular there's all sorts of reasons to vote for people. But in particular with Jared Hudson and Barry Moore, actually, when you get down to it, on a lot of the issues, they're pretty much identical.
They are.
So then it gets into a question of personality, or it can get into questions of, do you know the guy? Maybe you got a long relationship. Maybe you worked in law enforcement with him, or you served with Jared. Right. So why you should vote for him if you have that history. Maybe you've known Barry for years. Maybe Barry's helped you out. Maybe you just like Barry. Okay, go for it. But then what about the undecided person who doesn't have that past relationship or doesn't already have that familiarity with a given candidate?
That's what you're
How do you start to reach that undecided person? Well, you make them even more undecided.
Yeah.
You don't make them more certain about your guy. You make them more undecided about the other guy. You sow suspicion. And one classic way to do that is to take a very narrow, like you're looking through a keyhole, snapshot of the truth, to where you have something that perhaps is a technicality.
You magnify it.
And you've put all the focus on that. And again, what have we been talking about? Jared Hudson himself said he's frustrated talking about this the whole time. It's fascinating. But that's where the focus has been. And I will say the Moore campaign has not responded, especially out the gate. They got caught flat-footed in a lot of ways. But it's one of my favorite lines. It was George Orwell's favorite line of poetry from William Blake's Auguries of Innocence. The truth that's told with bad intent beats all the lies you can invent. And it's a classic game, the Alabama machine, and that's what I want to leave it at, because we could say it's one person.
No, it's a big...
You could say it's like Senator Brett, but that's not... It's bigger than one person, folks. It's the Alabama machine. And I want to be clear. All's fair in love, war, and politics. These folks are very talented, the machine. They play to win. Now, the question becomes, do you want to let them win? Will they actually pull it off? But this idea of we could criticize tactics, you can criticize the ways things are done. I remember having a bad taste in my mouth coming out of 2022. And most of these campaigns. And again, it's not like people at either side of this are sinless when it comes to the outside PAC money and just the nonsense that is thrown out there on TV ads and in mailers and also the culture now of social media supporters.
Yeah, strange.
Or the constant fighting in the comment section.
Infighting and accusations. It's crazy.
But that's, I think, what's going on here is like, okay, we got to make a distinction between these two. The machine is backing a particular guy. Yep. And by the way, this machine beat Trump last Senate cycle. That's how good they are. And it's to their credit. I'm not knocking them for being good at their jobs. But if you want somebody who is backed by Trump, you better get out there. And Trump was doing his level best doing the robocall thing last night. I got it. I was in the middle of adoration. So I'm like, go away, politics. I'm praying right now. Go away. But it's interesting how that becomes the tactic at the end of the day. It's like you sow suspicion you make an undecided person even more undecided in a particular direction. And the shame is, and again, I look forward to our guest calling in.
I do too.
Here in a moment. And of course, we do have Jarrett Hudson at 1:30. And honestly, folks, I don't know what I'm going to ask because I'm tired of talking about it. I might be very well asking who's actually running the show here across these campaigns. Who's actually driving the car? Because sometimes it's very frustrating, and I'm tempted to say this to Jarrett directly, not because it's all on him, it's just how I feel at this moment, that it makes a man want to pray for the return of kings, because instead of people that put their name out there and their face out there running the show and leading armies into battle, so to speak, you have people in the shadows that know how to manipulate public opinion who actually run the show. And I will say to anybody that relies on these tactics, whether it's Barrymore with club money or crypto bro money, or it's Jarrett Hudson with the Alabama machine, for a moment, if you weren't on their team, would they not do the same exact thing to you if they needed to? If you got in their way. And if you get elected and you say go your own way on a particular issue, and you can, well, we'll give you that one. But if you keep going your own way on particular issues, how long will it take for the same folks that got you to the dance to take you out of the dance?
You know me.
I don't like it.
I can sense that when I walked in today, and I want to say something to you. You know how I am as an advocate for veterans and what I write at 1819 News, and how I basically travel with the Admiral in a lot of these events. And brother, I can tell you this. The fatigue that's being felt right now in Veteran Nation, and seeing one brother against another brother, and then deny that he doesn't know, then why is this out there? Jared, I love you. I've said that before, but don't sell your soul. And I'm going to tell you, the problem is this. After the election's over, and it will be over soon, you're going to have to come back into the fold. And it's not a good look.
And I don't want to share what I told you off air, the picture I showed you.
Yes.
Let's keep that anonymous.
Yeah.
But I'm having a really good day.
I know you are.
I really am.
You're amped.
And what's also a crying shame is like all these clips that are out there, shifting gears here for a moment, of Europeans here for soccer.
I know.
Which was always a communist plot until my brother got really into it. And actually at Liverpool, the Champions League and Premier League is kind of fun.
Did you check with him? Is it Liverpool?
Yeah, he's Liverpool.
Okay, so okay.
I just misspoke the other.
That's okay.
Yeah, I almost said Tottenham Spurs, which is I think their rival.
It is.
Yeah, that's actually my old roommate. He was a Tottenham fan. Mm-hmm. Anyway, all these Europeans who are here in the States are putting out all these videos where they're like, I was born in the wrong country. Wow. I was born in the wrong country. America is amazing. And it just makes you go, well, we are the greatest country on earth, especially as we're celebrating the 250th anniversary, seeing like these Germans and these Brits and these Aussies and all these, even the French who aren't impressed by anything. No, even the French like it here. It reminds you of, we have so much that's great.
Man, we do.
So much we take for granted. And I have to say, though, maybe the worst thing about America is our electoral politics.
Without a doubt.
Now, it can also be a lot of fun, don't get me wrong. But, like, so much of what's great about this country has nothing to do with what we just opened the show with.
No.
And it's almost like we are of split brains and split minds, because at the end of the day, I don't hate any of these people personally. I'd grab a meal with them. I'd share a drink with them. Like, I'd pray with them. It's not personal. It's more I'm very frustrated by what the system is. And maybe this means on a practical basis, we have to change the way campaigns are financed, especially with this outside PAC money.
Listen, nothing will change. Nothing will change until unlimited finance campaign reform occurs in the state. Nothing will change.
Right. Or people start behaving better. But the thing is, you could say the candidates are behaving badly, but who's buying it at the end of the day? It's the voter. If these sorts of tactics are rewarded, the professionals who are very good at what they do and they play to win, they're going to keep doing it. So it's on all of us in a way. It is. 272-9228. Again, Jarrett Hudson joins us at a little after 1:30 here in the program.
I wanted to raise your, I'm going to stay in this hand with you on your quote of Orwell.
Yeah.
And I want to throw Sir Walter Scott from Marmion, the poem. He says, "Oh, the tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive."
Amen. Yeah.
And so
that
now
is
you
the
got
tangled web.
now to you. Now, it's the volley. You can give me another one down the road.
I don't know if I'm ready for that. Well, no, the truth is told with bad intent is worse than all the lies you can invent. It's right that it should be so. Man was made for joy and woe.
That's right. That's why I like hanging out with you. We can bandy about.
But here, let's just, because I hate to be sour to begin things.
Let us not. It's been a good Friday. You started out on fire, and what a great spiritual rejuvenation is going on.
Here's some blonde British bird.
Oh, goodness.
I was born in the wrong country. I've been to all sorts of countries all over the world, and I've been to Djibouti. I've been to.
Oh, that's like saying you stayed in
I
the doghouse.
just spit that out there. I don't think she's actually been to Djibouti.
I have. It's
No, but this is an example of and there's so many clips like this, especially that German guy who's on Twitter, on X. And after he was posting, he kept hearing Ella Langley on the radio. A local radio station, I think in Louisiana, said, "This goes out to the German guy on X." Ella Langley.
I talked to Shane, my neighbor. He said that they definitely went to the Raptor Center and they got to see the Eagles.
That's awesome. Yeah. Well, here is the British woman. I've been to all over the world. I've been born in the wrong country.
I was well and truly born in the wrong country. I'm a British girl, and I have been to around 27 different countries in my whole life. I've been to the Caribbean, I've been to St. Lucia, I've been to Barbados, I've been to Southeast Asia, Thailand, Bali, places in Europe. I've been all over the world, basically.
Who's paying for that?
Nothing comes close to the USA. You can get every single landscape, every single climate, you can get everything in the US. The people, the food, the landscapes, the cars, the trucks, everything in the US simply beats anything I've ever experienced anywhere in the world. I was born in the wrong country. I feel like I belong in the US. My heart is there. I mean, we found a puppy in the US. We rescued a puppy in the US and brought it home to the UK. There are no words to describe how lucky you guys are to live there. Americans are so lucky to live in such an amazing country.
Rescue puppies.
And I wish I was there, guys, honestly.
Yeah. What is this in my glass? This ice? You bring me this ice?
Yeah, there was a clip of an Italian guy
who
was shocked.
What is this ice?
No, it wasn't just the ice. He was shocked on it. I think it was just like a Coke or a Dr. Pepper. Yeah. He's like, "Wait, I get the refills?" They're like, "Yeah,
what magic?
Complete refills. What is this magic?" It's welcome to America, buddy. And all these, in particular, Europeans that have stopped by the Boosies, by Buc-ee's.
Yeah. Oh God.
They're just introduce them to brisket, which, by the way, when prime grade brisket is done right,
it is out.
That is maybe the best way to eat beef. Now, prime rib's pretty good, ribeye pretty good, but like a brisket
done right and smoked. Oh my goodness.
But Texas,
I'm getting hungry.
Yeah. Anyway, and there's so many of these,
and the phones work, and the electricity's solid. Everything's perfect here.
Yeah. Okay, I got to play another one then.
Let's do it.
This is another one. I think. Let's try to place the accent. Is this guy Scottish? Perhaps.
I'll tell you.
Okay, let me make sure to share it on the stream.
Let's hear it.
But he's outside the Boosies, and let's listen in. I think this is Scottish.
And being excited, so excited about arriving at a Buc-ee's.
Scottish.
If you've never been to Buc-ee's before, you might be mystified as to what it actually is. If you take a gas station and mix it with Disney World, wrap all of that around a gift shop,
Tarantino.
That's probably the best way I can describe what Buc-ee's is all about.
It's funny, man. This is look at, there he is. He got his cowboy hat on.
All through Buc-ee's, getting his T-shirt on.
You know what I love about Buc-ee's? It's an inspirational brand. The message. This is what we came to Buc-ee's really for, is this stuff here. The beaver nuggets. I'm going to put these in my suitcase and fly them back to Scotland. They're that good, honestly.
And then also I saw some Scots saying, if you're Scottish, you have to try chicken fried steak. it shows that we really are kindred souls.
No, there's no doubt.
It's like,
they
yeah,
eat gravy
because
on
they
everything.
fry and gravy.
They fry Snicker bars, man.
No, so there's been all that going on, and actually, it's made me so happy. They're also setting up the UFC arena on the White House lawn.
I saw that.
Looks pretty happy.
Did you see what happened in the reflecting pool after they got it all ready to go? There's apparently a persistent algae that's already taken hold over the paint job that's done.
Again?
It stays in the spores. The spores stay inside that concrete in there, and it's weird because someone showed a picture of it. It's already lining the pool again.
No, I don't know about that. That's
tear up the concrete, put in some new concrete.
Anyway, this part of the program brought to you by Montgomery Men's Health, and they're at Montgomery Men's Health. They're ready to help you fellas out if you just don't feel like men anymore. Especially, I mean, the problem could be you have low testosterone.
Without a doubt.
And you naturally produce less testosterone as you get older.
It's called andropause.
And then also, because I don't know, microplastics, just not enough trials in life. Men in their 20s and 30s, just
GMOs, all this
lacking in testosterone, and so not developing. Like you're never in the mood. You have no libido to speak of. You're getting thick around the middle. Your sleep patterns are all off. Your mental focus is completely shot. Yeah, and you just kind of feel passive. If that makes any sense.
You don't have to go around.
That's
like
the
that.
biggest change when you feel your testosterone's right. You're not as passive.
That's right.
If that makes any sense.
That is very sensible.
So get by Montgomery Men's Health, powered by Men's Pro. Their men's performance clinic here in Montgomery. Been serving the River region for a while now. In-person care, not those online shops, those quick pill places.
Right.
Instead, you get that in-person care. They get their labs done quickly for you. It's usually just a quick blood draw. And with urology-backed medicine, they can create you a bespoke, customized, personalized treatment plan. And especially if you're a fella in your 50s and you're just feeling dog tired all the time and not yourself, get by there. They got something for you.
Absolutely.
They definitely have something for you. You can get your confidence back across life and back in the bedroom.
The same day, sometimes.
Indeed. Check them out today. You can always make an appointment by calling them up at 334-440-3663. That's 440-3663. Or book online in under 30 seconds at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. Montgomery Men's Health for every man in every season of life. Be sure to tell them Joey, that fellow on the radio, sent you.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Congressman Barry Moore has always delivered for Alabama. As a member of the House Freedom Caucus, Barry Moore earned a score of 100 from Heritage Action for protecting our values. He's helped thousands of Alabama families, fought for our veterans as a veteran himself, and secured millions for infrastructure, first responders, and public safety. Barry Moore helped pass Trump's One Big Beautiful Bill, delivering tax cuts for hardworking Alabama families, and stood strong to secure our borders. Now, Barry is taking that fight to the United States Senate. Barry Moore will defend our freedoms, defend the Second Amendment, protect our children, stand up for parents, and keep boys out of girls' sports while continuing to cut taxes and lower prices. Endorsed by President Trump, Barry Moore is a proven conservative Alabama can trust.
I'm Congressman Barry Moore. I've rolled up my sleeves in Congress, and I'll keep fighting for Alabama in the U.S. Senate. I'm Barry Moore, a conservative fighter, and I approve this message.
Approved and paid for by Barry Moore for U.S. Senate.
Paid for by McGinnis for Alabama, 203 Investment Lane, Summerdale, Alabama, 36580.
Hillary! Hillary! I'm really feeling my pain. I sure could use a 5-point plan right now.
I'm Christina Warner McKinnis, and we all need the 5-point plan for Alabama farms and families. Better food security. They should be able to buy Alabama rotisserie chicken with SNAP benefits, not margarita mix. Guide more farmers to the millions of dollars in grants they deserve. Protect our farmland from China and promote sweet-grown Alabama for tourism. We need more Alabama food on the plates of our schools and home. It's time to tell the politicians in Montgomery, same old is not working for us.
Christina Warner McKinnis for Agriculture.
I haven't asked the big guy yet, but I have a feeling he'll like the plan.
This 5-point plan is huge, very special. And believe me, I know the 5-point plan. And all the other 5-point plans are horrible, probably made in China.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. 5 reasons to get a home inspection before you close on a home. Homeowners buying their first home or their 10th home still need a home inspection performed. First, you will find out firsthand the true condition of the home, the age and state of the heating and air, the roof, electrical, and plumbing as of the date of inspection. Second, it may give you the ability to renegotiate repairs that the seller will end up paying for before closing. Third, if the results show that the repairs would be too costly, then you can opt out of the contract without losing your earnest money. Fourth, the age and state of the systems will indicate what shape the rest of the house might be in and give you the option to opt out of the transaction or renegotiate terms. Fifth, knowing what needs to be done to the house will allow you the opportunity to update the home properly to your taste. For a list of the best home inspectors in the area, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group at 334-221-2883 or 551-0225. The Goodson Group.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Ernest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Ernest, 334-279-7431. Ernest Financial, LLC.
Slow down, take it easy, stay hydrated. It's going to be another very hot June day today with a high temperature in the middle 90s, but triple digits on the heat index. Mostly sunny. I think the rain chances are 20% or less today. Tonight's low in the muggy middle 70s. And even on Saturday, I expect triple-digit heat indices with highs in the mid-90s. Rain chances start to get a little bit better, more like, 40% odds. Still, many towns get skipped. I think the rain chances are better Sunday and especially Monday as a frontal system approaches the area. Probabilities as high as 80% by Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back, folks. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Again, we have Troy Carrico here in the studio with us, and waiting on Sergeant Major
Battaglia is going to. He's going to try to call us around the 1300 hour, and I'll be interested to hear what he has to say, because when I say the only man that speaks probably more than the admiral would be him for the veteran nation here. So.
I always like talking to him, so I look forward to that. Look forward to talking to him about that. Now, did you see in other news, speaking of veterans and fighting wars and stuff, this whole back and forth about Iran that just came out today? So Trump is essentially forced Iran to cave, deal imminent. Then the Iran media put out a draft agreement, 7-point memorandum worse than the Obama deal.
Yeah.
But then Trump put out this statement after the Iran media, man, they really are desperate. And you've told me about that part of the world in particular. I mean, I know you probably dealt more with the Arabs and
I've
the
dealt
Persians.
with Persians. I've dealt with the Pashtuns, Daris, which are very heavily influenced by Persians. So, yeah.
So here's what Trump said. The terms that Iran leaked out to the fake news has nothing to do with the terms that were agreed to in writing. What they said, including their weak and pathetic statement on having a deal, bears no relation to the truth. Very dishonorable people to deal with. With them, there is no such thing as dealing in good faith. Amazing. Also, their totally rebuffed drone attack last night against Indian ships leaving the Strait of Hormuz is totally unacceptable. They better get their act together, and fast. President Donald J. Trump. And J.D. Vance, the vice president, who's been in the middle of a lot of these negotiations, put this out on X today, saying, I'm quoting the vice president, quote, I'm seeing a lot of fake information about a potential deal to reopen the strait and end Iran's nuclear weapons program. First, the Iranians are not receiving any cash and no funds are being released for simply signing a deal or attending a meeting. The deal is structured to ensure that the U.S. and its allies' concerns are prioritized and that if the Islamic Republic of Iran meets its obligations, then economic benefits will flow to them and to the entire region. This deal has the potential to remake the region and lead to lasting peace. I've noticed a couple of bizarre things in the reporting over the last few hours. First, people who rightly said Donald Trump was a historic president a month ago, now criticizing a deal based on unconfirmed media reports. Second, people who say you can't trust a word by the IRGC, who apparently believes anonymously sourced social media post, probably from the IRGC.
I would say so.
The president is going to get us to a good outcome one way or the other. So, yeah, and apparently that most recent strike smarted something here. So
here we are.
Hopefully we get that deal done because it's getting we're way too far into June.
I just put a piece out on Substack that's gotten pretty hot, and I've basically, there was a fellow on there who speaks for, he says he's open source expert on things, and hey, you all that you're looking over here, Trump is doing a master class on deal making, and I just said stop right there. Basically, I said I'm telling you now, everything you've espoused and your little and there was a lot of people that pay for his subscription said is garbage, and I'm going to tell you why. You've never fought, you've never been in the war machine, you don't understand it, because if you did, you would know the reason that we are very measured in what we're doing is our munition stockpiles are very low. Okay, we're still trying to get ramped up, and remember, although we're fighting there, we have to be prepared on all fronts. And I'm telling you, the brilliance of the 2025 plan that Trump had when he came into office was brilliant, except for one thing. It neglected the defense munitions and acquisitions piece of the puzzle. And now we're reaping that bitter harvest.
Indeed. So we'll hopefully see a deal soon. But right now it's kind of the classic media lying propaganda game going on. And eventually we'll get there. Eventually. Now, would you like to hear the gravest insult in the MAGA womanosphere?
Womanosphere? Okay.
Yeah. In the woman sphere?
Yes. In the
what the ladies as far to make America great again are saying that when they really, when Becky really pisses off Ruth, I don't know why I chose those two names. Sorry, Becky.
Not Becky Garrettson. Yeah. Another Becky.
But you know what I mean.
Karen and them.
Yeah. When so-and-so is mad at so-and-so, there's a particular insult. Now, for right-wing men, they claim the worst insult you can lob at your opponent is calling them a federal informant or Fed. Nah,
that's weak. That's weak.
Plus, if I called you that, you'd be like, well, maybe once.
Well, I have done that before.
Right.
You got something to tell me?
No, like calling somebody a Fed is more like, whatever. I can think of a lot worse than calling somebody a Fed. But for conservative women,
what is it?
The jab that sticks the hardest is accusing your MAGA foe of having a gay husband. Consider the plight of Alex Clark, a former reality TV contestant who has reinvented herself as a MAHA, Make America Healthy Again podcaster for Turning Point USA. Clark has long been dogged by the fact that she's preaching a sort of traditional housewife lifestyle without being married or having kids herself. At just 33, Clark would hardly be doomed to be a femcel or female incel in the regular world. But by TPUSA standards, she's practically a spinster. This is more. What is this filth?
I'm sorry.
What is this filth?
This is garbage.
So it was a big deal last weekend when Clark, speaking at TPUSA's Women's Leadership Summit, unveiled her new finance. Excuse me. There's a lot of great leaders in the women's space. I just had a visceral reaction there.
It's been a while since Margaret
Women's
Thatcher.
Leadership Summit. Yeah, if it's the Iron Lady, I'm all for it.
It's been a while.
If it's Deborah, I'm all for it. But she unveiled her new fiance.
Yeah.
Champion fiddle player.
Wow.
And wellness blogger, Vance Vogtberg.
Vogtberg. Dumb.
Clark's detractors remain unconvinced, pointing to a video of Vogtberg adopting a sort of effeminate accent while working in a coffee shop as proof that he's gay.
That's proof you're gay. You play a fiddle, boy.
Well, I've been effeminate all my life in the United States Senate, and because I love war, nobody's ever questioned me.
I love women. I love women.
I do love women. It's seriously, folks.
It's not just about sex.
Come on, stop making it all about sex. Two men can love one another and it not be
platonic. It's platonic love. What is this?
Candace Owens, a longtime foe of both
God.
Clark's and TPUSA, played clips of Clark calling for a return to American masculinity on her show and contrasting them with the videos of Vogelberg. He is, without question, objectively effeminate, said Candace Owens in her usual incredibly psycho bitch way.
Yeah.
There's no evidence that Vogelberg is gay. And since he's engaged to a woman, I think it's fair for our purposes to assume he's not. Even if he were, God bless. But in the den of vipers that is women's MAGA media, this was no small matter. Things got so bad that Vogelberg was forced to put out a video statement. I keep adding syllables every time I say it. Released on Clark's own X account. Vogelberg saying, in effect, that he's not gay and that Owens would definitely not be invited to the wedding. Clark herself retweeted a post saying her fiancé sounds completely normal. Accusations of quote-unquote lavender marriages are frequently lobbed in MAGA civil wars, so often, in fact, that it's become a trope. Laura Loomer and others have speculated about whether Owen's own husband is gay. Amy Dangerfield, the Groy Pet, who organized a controversial America First conference earlier this year, has faced allegations that her husband is transgender, only because he's a slight fellow.
Isn't that funny? Because she accused Ms. Of France, Madame France,
of having a penis. Yes.
So that's interesting that was returned to her for her husband being transgendered.
Oh, no, that was a different woman, Amy Dangerfield. Owen's husband.
Oh, okay, well, it's not Owens.
Gay.
Okay,
he's not gay. He's just British.
He's
just
British
upper
teeth.
class.
He has bad teeth.
He just went to boarding school. He's not gay.
No, yeah, those boys don't do anything.
And of course, podcaster Benny Johnson and his wife threatened to sue Milo Yiannopoulos last year for his insistence that Johnson is gay.
Honestly, dude. Honestly.
No, why is everything so gay and retarded? Even the accusations of being gay. Like, who? Really? Seriously, this is where, and why does this work?
It's so sophomoric.
Because it's
so sophomoric.
It's not important because it doesn't require any thought because it's just silly reality TV crap. It's sizzle, baby. Sizzle. Now, sometimes you get the sizzle with the steak. I bring the sizzle in the steak. But sometimes it's just that
fizzle. It's a fizzle.
Yeah. The sizzle that fizzles out.
Right.
And I don't know. I ran across this. And
But look, do you see, though, there's a subculture.
And it's, by the way, this is a left-wing blog called The Bulwark.
Of course. But there's a subculture within these communities of these podcasts.
Oh, yeah.
These mahas. And it's like, you guys are divisive and terrible, man.
Yeah, but that's how you get attention.
That's how you do it, brother.
That's generally how you get
So is that what I got
attention.
to do to get more hits on Twitter or X? I asked Grok, you know what he said? Bro, it's like you're selling catalogs to people. You need to get nasty. That's what he said. I'm like, I'm not going to do that.
Yeah, no. You know how to get nasty?
Oh, I can get nasty.
Yeah,
I get dirt nasty, man.
Yeah, I can see it.
You remember that song? I got a cocaine. I'm like, yo, man.
No, I don't
Dirt nasty. You got to look it up. You like it. He goes, I shine gay like Morrissey on Hennessy. That's what he says, man. It's so good, man. When he dropped Morrissey, I loved him. I said, that's my man. Right there. He's got Horde Morrissey and Hennessy together.
No, and I am getting to that. It's not even a number, like an age thing. I've just at an age. I'm at a stage in my life where I don't know who these people are.
They're not your people.
Most of them.
They're
I
not
don't
your
know.
people.
And they don't know who I am.
They don't.
And I'm kind of happy most
you
people
should be
don't
happy
know.
for that. That's what
yeah, I'm kind of happy most
you
people
hang
don't
out
know.
with those people, man.
Oh,
goodness gracious.
You know Nancy Mace?
You know who she is from South Carolina.
It just came to me because she finished last in the governor gubernatorial primary there in South Carolina.
Right.
What is it? North Carolina she competed in.
She's South Carolina.
Or she's South Carolina?
She's South Carolina.
That makes it even better.
Lindsey
what if
Graham.
Nancy Mace and Lindsey Graham got together?
Oh, my.
Talk about a power couple.
Like Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau. It would be wonderful. They could hang out together.
True power couple.
The Southern Power Company. That's the real Southern Power Company.
Well, I have to say, Nancy's got great wit and drive, and I mean, don't get on her bad side, but I fell for those huge tracts of land.
Yeah, no. Right.
But it's just like the characters, man.
Pillow fight.
So many of the characters. And so much of this stuff seems so worldly.
It is quite
like we'll forget about it right after we say it.
Yes, it's quite worldly.
Now, not everything has always got to be the most profound thing in the world. Like you're constantly spitting poetry out of your butt. But like,
it's fun when you do that.
Yeah, when you're on a roll, that is a lot of fun. Anyway, we got to hit another break. We'll be right back after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV. Too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
I'm Bradley Earl Ekdahl, and I'm asking for your vote June 16th for Circuit Judge Place 5 at Autauga, Chilton, and Elmore counties. I'm a 20-year veteran of the trial courtrooms of Alabama. I've served you as an assistant district attorney, I've served you as the municipal prosecutor for the city of Prattville, and I've continued to serve you as the municipal judge of Millbrook. I've defended the most difficult and serious cases before judge and jury. I've been serving this community for 20 years. Vote Bradley Earl Ekdahl, June 16th.
Paid for by the committee to elect Bradley Earl Ekdahl, 131 Hunts Alley, Prattville, Alabama, 36067.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. Now, SpaceX shares begin trading in biggest IPO ever, valuing the company at more than $2 trillion. And you got to wonder how many new millionaires will be made on this day. Let's talk to Austin Branco with Invista Advisors about this. Hey, Austin, how you doing?
Having a great week, Joey. How are you?
I'm great. I'm having a very good week. What do you make of this? I do love the story of like the woman who maybe has been serving top flight employees at SpaceX coffee for all these years, now shares in the company, and she's going to do quite well.
Yeah, I would think so. Anyone that had access to these shares pre-IPO is happy, which of course, we did. We were able to get some exposure pre-IPO, and I've had clients, calling nonstop throughout the day and, reaching out to ask how to get access, but it's an oversubscribed IPO, so very difficult to get your hands on these shares right now unless you have, access to a degree. Even, some of the larger trading platforms, E-Trade and whatnot, I think we're only given a small allocation, maybe 2,500 to 3,000 shares total. So we IPO'd at $135 a share. It's up as of right now about $172, $173 a share, and it just seems to be ripping higher. But, the question everyone's asking, including clients that I've been talking to, here very recently is, when does it top out? And is this one of those where retail investors are going to be left holding the bag? And it's a great question. No one has a crystal ball and can tell, but, we go back and look at, what does the actual company and the function of the company serve and the purpose to serve, and is it going to be able to maintain the value that it creates? And I think in the long run, yes, but I do think this is something that if you're just trying to ease into the world of buying and selling stocks, buying this individually is going to be extremely volatile. I don't think this is a game that you want to play and try to buy it, ride it out, in time, buying and selling it over the next couple of months. I think this thing, even in a span of this morning when it opened at, 135, just a mere few hours later, it was trading at 168 and then dropped down to 158. So $10 a share, which is, call it 6% movement in a matter of minutes. If you're not comfortable with your portfolio moving up and down, 5-10% in a matter of minutes, this is a very volatile position to trade. So it's an exciting stock. People, are asking lots of questions about it, but I think all of the hype surrounding it is one of the driving factors of pushing the valuation higher. I think having a little slice over the long run will prove to be a success, though. I think that, like you and I have discussed for years now, Joey, just what Elon does, bringing people together, data centers in space eventually, being able to connect, Wi-Fi around the world. These types of things are value add. It connects humanity, and I think that argument alone, in the long run, if you hold this for 10, 20, 30 years, I think this will serve you. If you're looking for a short-term gain, I don't like to play that game with people's money.
Well, and if folks are really interested in this, maybe this is kind of the catalyst to get them really thinking about investing, and they want to do an investment strategy, or they have other issues, say, that they want to do with financial planning across the board. They can always get in touch with you all there at Invista.
Yep, that's right. Give us a call here at Invista Advisors. We'd love to sit down with you and do a financial plan, and we're always available.
And that number is still 387-0094?
That's us.
Folks, call them up, 387-0094, and be sure to tell them that you heard Austin Baranko on the radio with Joey Clark.
Awesome. Thanks, Joe. You have a great weekend.
Appreciate it. You too. Austin Baranko there, folks, with Invista Advisor.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial.
Now, here's Elon Musk at the opening bell, and he talked from Starbase, Texas.
Yes.
Official city out there now. And had a NASDAQ desk in front of him as they did this IPO. And
sponsored by NASDAQ.
Well, here's a little taste of what Elon had to say.
And that's what SpaceX is all about. It's to take the fiction out of science fiction and create an exciting, inspiring future for everyone. We want to be able to take anyone who wants to go to the moon, anyone who wants to go to Mars, or anyone in the solar system, and maybe beyond the solar system at some point. We want to be able to take you there. Not just a few astronauts. I mean, you, literally you. There are always problems on Earth. There are always problems on Earth. There are always things that we wish to be better, that we want to solve here on Earth, and we should solve them. But there also have to be things that get you excited about the future.
Amen.
That make you glad to wake up in the morning because you can't wait to see what happens next. And that's the future that SpaceX wants to bring to you.
Like the music in the background.
Pretty epic.
Very cool.
As they ring the bell. Pretty great production. They know how to put on a show.
Remotely ring the bell from their headquarters. Yeah. That's how powerful they are.
They know how to put on a show.
They do.
Pretty cool stuff. So I think we have some time for our favorite. This one got quite a lot of traction.
Well, listen, I just wanted to stop you for a second. There's a reason why he's become, I think, extremely popular. We have to look at the timeline, but it's because of the cup.
Yes.
Okay, someone built a bot to do that, I think. Unless he's an
old-time
real genius.
Maybe this is a real person using the aid
that's
of
cool.
But
if it is, that's really cool.
Another missive, folks, from Nobunaga, USA, a Mexican restaurant. We had not yet ordered anything, and the food was already arriving. Chips, salsa, unrequested, free. I stopped the waiter. We have not earned these. They just come with the table, man. They come with the table. In my land, hospitality is a debt. Every gift creates an obligation, weighed carefully, returned in the proper season with interest of feeling. Here, the gift arrives before you've even proven you can pay for dinner. This is not an appetizer. This is a declaration. We trust you. Eat. I ate with the gravity the moment deserved, and then I must report this calmly. The basket emptied, and a new one appeared. Did we? Refill, the waiter said. It's bottomless. Bottomless. They have wells of salsa. The supply lines of this nation are beyond anything my ancestors imagined. My friend warned me, don't fill up on chips, dude. Too late. I had accepted 3 baskets. Honor demanded each one be finished. An unfinished gift is an insult. By the time my actual food arrived, I was a ruined man. I was not hungry. I was not comfortable. I had been defeated by a courtesy. Generosity that arrives before the request cannot be repaid. It can only be survived. I know the rule now. I have made my peace with the basket. 1 basket, 2 at the most. Who am I deceiving? There is no number of baskets I would refuse. The trust of a nation is in that salsa, and I intend to honor all of it.
This
No,
guy,
we're not.
brilliant. Just listen. Even if it's old time brilliant comedy.
No, it's just well done.
Great. It's great.
Well done. I think we all read it in Japanese voice, too.
Yeah.
In our heads, at least. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. Police say the suspect in a West Texas shooting that killed one person and injured at least 9 others is dead. The shooter had been locked at a standoff this morning with police in Midland, Texas. Came hours after the shooting began. Midland police said the active shooter situation ended hours after the gunfire erupted in one part of the city before winding up near a veterinary hospital. Police did not immediately say how the suspect died. Shares of SpaceX soared 25% in their Wall Street debut today, making the rocket maker CEO Elon Musk the first ever trillionaire. The shares opened at $150 and kept on rising, reaching $168.90 at about 1 o'clock Eastern Time this afternoon. At this hour, things are booming on Wall Street for all the major indexes. The Dow is up 385 points and the Nasdaq up 111. This is SRN News.
Did you really think Pure Talk was just going to sit back and watch America turn 250 years old without doing something awesome to celebrate? Of course not. That's why they're raising $250,000 for America's Warrior Partnership by the end of July. America's Warrior Partnership is on the front line of preventing veteran suicide. They've had extraordinary success, and here's how you can help. When you switch your cell phone service to Pure Talk this month, you'll be invited to round up to support America's Warrior Partnership. No pressure, but if you do, Pure Talk will match your donation dollar for dollar. And to further celebrate 250 years of our extraordinary democratic republic, Pure Talk is offering unlimited talk, text, and data for just $34.99 a month. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe. That's pound 250, say Mike Rowe. And happy birthday to
Rich
us.
Thomas Weather is brought to you by Alabama Wholesale Lumber. It's more than just great prices on lumber. From Trex decking to energy-efficient windows and Tamco shingles, Alabama Wholesale Lumber has it all.
Slow down, take it easy, stay hydrated. It's going to be another very hot June day today with a high temperature in the middle 90s, but triple digits on the heat index. Mostly sunny. I think the rain chances are 20% or less today. Tonight's low in the muggy middle 70s. And even on Saturday, I expect triple-digit heat indices with highs in the mid-90s. Rain chances start to get a little bit better, more like, 40% odds. Still, many towns get skipped. I think the rain chances are better Sunday and especially Monday as a frontal system approaches the area. Probabilities as high as 80% by Monday. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
When the heat hits to the river region, don't wait. If your AC quits, Hands Heating and Air offers same-day service, or your diagnostic charge is free with their Comfort a Day or You Don't Pay guarantee, plus 24/7 service with no overtime charges.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. A homicide investigation is underway after one man was killed and another critically injured in a Wednesday night shooting. Montgomery police responded to the 3400 block of Texas Street just before midnight, where 40-year-old Eldrick McNeil was found dead from a gunshot wound. A second victim of the shooting was taken to the hospital in critical condition. The Men's College Baseball World Series begins today in Omaha, Nebraska. The state of Alabama is well represented with 2 of the 8 teams in the double elimination tournament. The upstart Troy Trojans take on West Virginia in first-round action today. Alabama begins tournament play Saturday against the Oklahoma Sooners. Crime Stoppers is offering a $1,000 reward for information leading to an arrest in the murder of Carmilla Taylor. Taylor was shot and killed in June of last year on East South Boulevard. A second unidentified woman was also wounded in the shooting. Anyone with information regarding the murder of Carmilla Taylor is urged to contact authorities. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
2026 marks 60 years that hope has had a home in Alabama. At the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches, children who've lost everything through no fault of their own have found something priceless. A safe place to live, a loving Christian family, and the chance to simply be kids again. Here, boys and girls grow up surrounded by care, guidance, and faith, learning right from wrong, learning responsibility, learning they are valued and that their lives have purpose. As the Alabama Sheriffs have believed for 6 decades, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women. These former ranchers are now teachers, parents, business owners, and leaders, living proof that love, structure, and faith can change a life forever. As the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches celebrate 60 years of serving Alabama's children, you can help ensure the next child has the same chance. Learn how you can make a difference at alabamasheriffsyouthranches.org. 60 years of building lives, and we're just getting started.
You want your floors to scream new, fresh, and stylish. But if yours are groaning, tired, old, and outdated, you're in luck. Because at Prattville Carpet, you can revitalize your floors while you save on the best brands available with perfect and professional installation and Prattville's unbeatable lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Ray Bowles from Prattville Carpet. If you're looking for carpet, hardwood, laminate, vinyl plank, or ceramic tile, call us today for your free measurement.
Start shopping for your floors right now at PrattvilleCarpet.com.
Prattville Carpet, we're more than just carpet.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's news and views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
This is how you conduct yourself in a democracy?
It's all Fugazi. You know what Fugazi is?
Fugazi. It's a fake.
Yeah, Fugazi. It's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a fairy dust. It doesn't exist. It's never landed. It is no matter. It's not on the elemental chart. It's not real. Right?
In politics, man must learn to rise above principle.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Troy Carrico here in the studio with me. And we got some calls rolling in here. Let's first go to Paul, who's been very patient. Hey, Paul, how you doing?
Joey. And my brother, Troy.
Brother Paul.
Troy.
Yes, sir.
Troy.
Yes, sir.
You're a coffee man, right?
I do like coffee, yes. What do you got for me?
How hot is it when it's too hot for a hot cup of coffee?
It's never hot enough for a hot cup of coffee.
Thank you. I know we was of a kindred spirit.
Yes, sir. It's caffeine.
Absolutely. I was telling Joey while we was on a commercial break, and he answered the telephone. Hey, Paul, what you doing? I was waiting in line to get some gas and coffee. Seemed like I waited forever to get the coffee thing going. Meanwhile, there's people coming and going and getting that fruity tooty cold coffee and that other stuff.
Yeah.
Come out the little fountain looking thing. And I'm like, wouldn't you like to have some coffee?
I would love to. Let me
this is fine. It'll help cool you off too. There's caffeine in it. No, I'm like, no, it's not coffee.
It's not coffee. It's not motor oil.
It's not coffee.
It's not motor oil. I want motor oil. You know what's funny is...
Hey.
Paul, you'll appreciate this. When we used to get our MRE packs, we would get this instant coffee, Joey. It was ground up in these little packs, and we would take the toilet paper they would give us, which was like 3 pieces. What am I going to do with that in the field? I mean, how could I wipe? We would wrap it up and make a dip. Put it right there. Put it there your lip and get that caffeine right into your bloodstream.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Wrap it up. put it in the jaw.
You know how Janet Jackson took it, right? Up the rear. She took the enema. She took the enema. She caught the enemas. I ain't joking,
man. You got to really have it back.
Direct injection, huh?
She
gotta be
did,
a
but
caffeine
I don't
fiend to
advise
do
you
that.
try that, but you could. That is an
People need to
option.
stop putting things in their butts. That's just good general.
That would definitely be creative and get hyper quick.
It'd wake you up in a hurry, wouldn't it?
Absolutely, or make you so jittery nobody can stand to be around you. but anyway, Joey, that little tidbit you was reading about the chips and salsa just put a smile on my face from ear to ear. And then I remembered, Paul, you had your teeth pulled. You ain't got no falsies yet. You can't chew them.
You can drink that coffee. We could drink that coffee, brother. Keep drinking that.
This is the magic of Nobunaga, and I got more coming later.
Hey, you know what they say? I listen. You know what they say, Paul? He goes, "Hey, there's a song by Brian Burns, who's a Texas. He's a Texas troubadour, and he's with another guy. I can't remember. They got a song called "Tonight We Ride." He goes, when I'm too damn old to set a horse, he goes, I'll still do my part. Break my butt out of this prison. I'll leave my teeth there in a jar. You don't need no teeth for kissing girls or smoking cheap cigars. So I'll sleep with one eye open and navigate by stars.
Woo.
You don't need no teeth kissing them women and smoking them cheap cigars.
Absolutely. But anyway, you made me think about way back when I was just a wee snapper. I would spend the weekends with different ones of my relatives and whatnot. I guess I was a black sheep child or something. But we would go to restaurants, and I remember crackers and cheese being in a bowl on the table.
Captain Wafers.
Mom and Pop. Well, I didn't even know what a Captain's wafer was back then.
That's talk hot, ain't it, man?
I was probably about 4. But I remember that cheddar cheese, it was so soft and tasty, and put that cheese on them crackers. And thank you, Joy, for bringing back a memory from way back when.
You're welcome, brother.
And when I remembered I ain't got no teeth and I can't chew chips.
Nope, she can kiss
But I can still put salsa. I can still put salsa in my scrambled eggs and my grits. So.
There you go, man. You got it all figured out. Out.
I appreciate the call, Paul, and hope you get some good sleep. I know you're heading that way.
You drinking that coffee, though?
You got that right.
You've been drinking that coffee. You ain't gonna sleep.
You're like my dad.
I don't, Troy.
Yes, sir.
I have been up since 8 o'clock last night.
Yeah, he does the graveyard, man.
He does the graveyard. Hey, you are. Hey, I salute you. You're one of us. We are kindred spirits.
I told you we was.
I know, brother from another mother, but the same father.
One of these days, when I hear you gonna be out at Baumhauer's, when I hear it, I'm gonna take off on that Wednesday just so I can meet you.
I'll tell you something, brother. I will make it I will let Greg know when I do the that ice cream social he holds over there, and I'll make sure I let him know that he announces it and lets you know. Okay.
All right. Later, my brother.
All right, man.
Back to the FM.
Yep.
Well, let's now go to Brian Battaglia.
Oh, man, this is our VIP guy. This is our VIP guy.
Yeah, we just had to get that palate cleanser through, off of Nobunaga, and now we can get back to serious stuff. But, sir, how are you?
Hey, doing fine. Joey, how are you?
Doing quite well today. Now, we opened the show here at about noon talking about this issue of, I'm not a veteran, and I'm sitting here watching, veterans snipe at veterans, so to speak, over whether or not Barry Moore is a veteran, and then the other veteran in the race running against Barry Moore is saying, well, it doesn't matter what I say, whether or not Barry's a veteran, and why are we even talking about it? Because your campaign's talking. My point is, sir, I'm like, what in the world is going on right now? Who's running this
thing? Yeah, there's certainly a lot of mudslinging, hon, and it hurts me to the core to see a veteran-on-veteran sort of combat engagement. Luckily, there's no bullets flying at each other, but we in the military we call that a blue-on-blue, and it's the cheapest form of sort of tactical advantage that I think one can try and play. To me, Joey, there's no question that Barry Moore is in fact a veteran. Matter of fact, I took a look at his DD-214, and that's an official document from the government. And when someone possesses DD-214, it rates him or her specific benefits. So in the end, both of them, regardless of how much active duty service they had between Jared and Barry Moore, they can both be buried in our Alabama Veterans Cemetery in Spanish Fort, right next door to one another, because they both rate that. And if Barry Moore were not a veteran, he wouldn't rate that privilege to be buried in our cemetery. So there's no question to me about his status as a veteran. What perturbs me is the mudslinging, between them two, and it sounds like it's mostly coming from Jared Hudson's campaign to sort of question that. I would have expected, as a former Navy SEAL, he took a higher road and really stressed on what he can bring to the table instead of all of his merit, instead of what Barry Moore supposedly or allegedly has or has not done. But as far as I'm concerned, his veteran status is confirmed. Now there may be some intricacies and inaccuracies with his 214. That's a document that has a lot of human error. As a matter of fact, for my personal DD-214, after like 37 years in service, there was mistakes on mine that had to go back for corrections. Yep. There's always a possibility, and it seems some of the rhetoric is this E5 staff sergeant or E6 or whatever it may be. And I'm not sure of that. I'm not certainly an expert with administrative. The manual with his DD-214, but the bottom line is that he's a veteran. The discussion should be over, and not continue these sniping attacks between them two. It's really pathetic. It really is. What do y'all thought?
Well, and real quick, but because we might just have somebody out there listening and they just hear a phone call, and maybe if you don't want to toot your own horn, could you tell a little bit about this gentleman's background?
This individual that's speaking is probably, in my opinion, second only to the Admiral in terms of speaking for the veteran nation, particularly in South Alabama. The South Alabama Veterans Council is probably, it is the definitive gold standard for veterans organizations inside the state of Alabama. Brian Battaglia was the highest ranking senior enlisted individual in all the branches of the military when he sat on the Joint Chief of Staff for several years. And there's very few people that I hold in higher. There is actually Brian Battaglia is the gold standard for infantrymen for me, and he's a Marine, and he's a crayon eater, but I love him, and he's a brother in Christ. He is a good man, and whenever I want a real pulse, if I can talk to him, he's hard to get a hold of, but he's got a lot on his plate right now. And we're praying for your wife. Continue to pray for your wife always. We lift her up for healing and the father after her cancer diagnosis. And I just want to tell you something. When you called today, I wanted to hear what you had to say, and that's why I thought you needed to call into the show. Here's what I do think, though. I want to say, Sergeant Major, you talk about blue on blue. We call that, Joey, fratricide. This is intentional fratricide, and it's not a good thing. And I would say this: the gravest concern I have is stolen valor. Throwing that name, that term out, Sergeant Major. That's a serious charge to level against somebody.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, if anybody's trying to compare this with Waltz up in Minnesota, there really is no comparison. None. He's not claiming he's been to combat. He's not claiming he's carried a rifle on patrol in combat. He's not claiming to be a sergeant major. This is just questioning his veteran status, and I really believe it's a non-issue, and they can move on to bigger and better things. Thanks for the accolades, Troy. Now, if all of that, you're trying to get me to say that Rangers lead the way. I'm not going to say that.
Hey, what's your favorite color crayon? Red, because it tastes like blood. That's what they say to me.
Yeah, well, and you would think that in a campaign where you have two veterans, and because I'm not, I love veterans. I got it in my family, and especially getting to know Troy and so many of y'all through him. But I'm not one, so I kind of look at this and I'm just aghast at how politics can almost ruin everything. Like we were just talking about what a great country this is, especially with all these Europeans coming here to watch soccer. They're just realizing how great America is, especially after trying brisket. And like, as we're celebrating America's 250th, I look at some of the politics, especially in this runoff campaign. It's not just these two; it's a few other races here.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
Yeah, it certainly is. You know, and from veteran to veteran in that race there, I mean, you know, Jared Hudson has an illustrious career and biography with what he's done for the Navy and the nation, and it certainly is much elevated above that of Barry Moore's resume. But as far as I'm concerned, I don't care whether you served 40 days or 40 years. You served, you raised your hand, and you said, "Put me in, coach." Yeah. And who knows what would come from those assignments. And obviously, Jared, excelled in his military career, and we're all certainly proud of that. But I would have just expected a more moral high ground with the way he is competing against, and that now that it's coming down to a runoff, the nastiness seems to be coming out more and more. So again, my stance on Barry Moore, he is in fact a veteran and rates benefits maybe not as much as I do or Jerry Hudson, but he rates benefits as a military veteran. Never been to combat, never claimed he has, and so I just wish that would stop, because the misinformation that goes into the populace becomes very complex and confusing. And then you walk into the polls with a second doubt in your mind, and you want to I think you want to equip the populace as a strategy to make the best, well-informed decision. And so all of his rhetoric has really better informed me to make my decision of whether I'm voting for Moore or Hudson.
Well, I really appreciate the time, sir, and you giving your perspective and opinion on this, because it is highly respected, and hope you have a great weekend.
Okay, thank you all very much.
We appreciate your time, Sergeant Major.
Again, Brian Battaglia, folks.
He's the best.
Yeah, and it's I'll put it this way: that label, as we talked to Capers, and his stories, that I was astounded that I heard when he was like literally peed on
in San Francisco. Yeah,
but yeah, my own grandfather, he served in Vietnam. He was stationed in Thailand. Yep. Bottom line, he was essentially servicing the planes, doing a lot of the
very classified mission over there in Thailand. So yeah, I know what he was doing.
And when he came back, the title of veteran, especially from that war, was not treated like
scarlet letter is what it was.
And so I think it's a good thing, as we celebrate the 250th anniversary of this nation, that it is a title of honor. It's a title that carries with it a certain currency, even amongst people who aren't veterans.
It's true.
And then to see, though, that currency being used for political ambition is
problematic,
frustrating. And my main question is not so much is Barry Moore a veteran? I think he is, or what is a veteran, technically speaking. My main question is, who's running these things?
It's who's the puppet master?
It's a mess. It's an absolute mess. And I'd like to be able to talk about a lot of the, where the rubber meets the road, kitchen table issues.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing. As I said at the beginning of the show, on those issues, people are pretty much alike, or they're all at least going to say the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Because they know. You need to talk about that. Yeah, gas prices are too high. Housing prices are too high.
Yep.
Rent's too high.
Consumer price index.
Electricity's too high. You go down the line. And everybody knows that. Mm-hmm. So when you come down to a runoff, when you're trying to get that undecided person, what do? You make them even more undecided about your opponent.
Yep.
By bringing up attacks on identity. And it's an old playbook. It's an effective playbook. That's why folks do it. Why I think some of the mercenaries behind the scenes are, well, like I said, they're very talented and good at what they do. But we'll see. Let's go to the phones and talk to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, Joey, I'm really enjoying your show.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised. I am a veteran.
Mm-hmm.
I got a DD 214. Mm-hmm. I served my 4 years, and your military man there is absolutely right. After you serve your active duty, you're on call duty for another 4 years.
That's right.
Or 2 years, or what have you.
Right.
I never was in fear of them calling me. But what I'm trying to answer your question, what even a veteran, because I could technically be called a veteran.
You are a veteran. You are a veteran, brother. Let me stop you right there. You're a veteran, bona fide, 100%. I don't care if it's 4 years.
That's right. But you also know, even a veteran doesn't call true veterans. In other words, when they say stand up, I don't stand up.
Well, why? Why don't listen? Why don't you? Listen, that cheapens everything you've done. I'm sorry, but that's unacceptable. I expect you to stand up the next time.
Oh, now I'm 100% behind the military. Don't get me wrong. But now let me jump to another subject, because Joey brought up, and he is absolutely correct, talking about these elections. And y'all were talking about Alabama's elections, but I want to jump to California.
Well, Robert, I've got other calls coming in on this other subject. We've hit that horse to death. California sucks. Okay. You're right. You've made that point. It's a good point. They're so crazy. Adam Schiff, Kamala Harris, all of them. They all suck. I appreciate the call. Thank you. Let's go to line one. You're on there. Who's this?
Charles first. Hey, Joey.
Hey, Charles.
Troy.
How you doing?
Hey, Charles.
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. I was just going to call because I really want to hear from you, Troy. This really makes a lot of difference to me, what I'm about to say. The Admiral, I really, it touched my heart hearing the Admiral, and you're even telling of the Admiral and how much integrity he had in dealing with the situation with the veterans and Kim with mental health, okay?
Oh, yeah.
And what I'd like you to do, if you have an opportunity during the show today, is to retell that story for me to hear, and us all to hear, where the commissioners came to him, and they, he says, if y'all tell me that I have to say that she might have done something, I have to do that legally by law. And that's when he went to the Ethics Commission. Listen, I can't imagine the Admiral ever even questioning something about somebody. I mean, you know what I mean?
He's a man of great integrity, and I'll tell you what I'll do.
Yeah.
I know we got callers waiting online. Here's what I'm going to do for you. I'll take a 5-minute block, and if Joey will let me, and we'll tell the story. Yep.
Thank you so
You're welcome,
greatly.
Charles. We appreciate your support.
And have a great day, everyone.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, Charles. Let's go to line two. You're on there. Who's this?
What's up, bro?
What's up? Who's this?
Well, sorry, this is Jared. I was supposed to be calling in, bro.
Oh, I thought it was going to be 1:35. We do have Jared Hudson
right
early.
on the line, the man of the hour.
How are you, sir?
Hello?
Hey, we're on the air, so how are you, Jared?
Bro, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm good. Are you tired of talking about what is or is not a veteran?
Dude, I'm unbelievably tired of that. Good. And I'm even getting hit more again today with stuff I've done, which is hilarious. It's like, come on, guys. That's the whole reason I put my DD 214 out there to begin with. I got sick of being asked about it for myself.
You know what it is, Jared? It's fratricide, and it hurts on both sides, doesn't it?
Say that again.
I said it's fratricide. We call it blue on blue, don't we? And it's crazy. It's crazy. Time to move on, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, are we willing to say that you, obviously, and Barry Moore are both veterans, and we can move on from that?
Well, no, I mean it's the whatever you want a veteran to be, but I know what Barry's put out is unbelievably convoluted, and that's why people are asking it, and that's why guardsmen are asking it, and that's why I wonder why they're getting hit with cease and desist and hey, we're going to sue you if you run this story. I mean, I'm not the one who did all that. I just put my stuff out there. And I encouraged Barry to do his, and then people were writing stories about getting hit with cease and desist. I think that that's the story. But for me, hey, this is who Jared Hudson is. I'm a believer. I'm a seventh-generation Alabama family man. I'm a war fighter, still sniper, law enforcement officer, still currently, and I'm running for the people of Alabama, and that's really what I want to talk about, the issues that are impacting the people of Alabama.
Yeah, and I listened to a little bit of what you and Dale Jackson talked about today, and I don't want to repeat history. But what I just want to say, one thing that jumped out at me is that, I'm looking at a literal quote of an email sent out by your campaign, which goes to dogged supporters. It goes to folks that are really supporting you. And then they go talk to their friends. And there's a line here saying, according to clear federal definition of the term veteran and his own military records talking about Barry, he is not actually a veteran. And the question this, and it's not just your campaign. This is where my head's at. Because, I could say that the folks supporting Barry really, they didn't add simulating a rape against Steve Marshall? So I'm looking at this PAC money and this dark money, and I'm like, who's running these things? Who's running the show on this stuff? Who's running the conversation that we're supposed to be having? Because this does get people's emotions up. It does get people intrigued, and it just reminds me of the same machine tricks that have been going on for a long time, not just in this state, but across the nation.
Oh, it's happening everywhere. I mean, when you look at that dark money you're talking about, there's been $12 million in AI and crypto PAC money that's been spent against me just to tell people that I'm a Democrat, I'm a rhino, and I'm funded by the Biden administration or funded by Kamala Harris or whoever. Like, it's a bunch of crazy stuff going on. It's not true. It's not true. And then on the other side, when Congressman Moore was asked to release his stuff and he hits people with lawsuits, that generates a lot of other questions. And for me, it's kind of confusing. It's not that difficult. Then when he releases his stuff, you got a bunch of guardsmen that are mad because they're like, well, according to the federal code and according to the statutory definition issued by the guard, he did not do the same thing I did. And again, this is not, Jared Hudson doesn't have to say it. This is stuff that he's dealing with, and then they try to play the victim and put it back on me. As far as what the PACs do, never been mad at Barry about what his PACs do, mad at the fact that he's got outside money. How does he have this 12, 15, 20 million in outside money being spent? Don't know, but I can tell you what, it's absolutely terrible because they're trying to buy a seat in this election. The simple fact is I'm the grassroots candidate who's been meeting people where they're at, sharing my story, and saying how we're going to deliver for the state of Alabama, as opposed to having somebody from Washington, D.C. bringing all of the stuff from Washington, D.C. down here to Alabama. So it's all about the people of Alabama and electing the person that you, one, trust the most, two, is the most transparent, and number three, is going to deliver for you right here in Alabama.
I think one of the things, Jared, and there's no doubt about your bona fides. Nobody questions what you've done. I know we're part of the brotherhood. I think the term, when it came out, stolen valor, that's a very serious allegation to levy against someone that has a DD-214 who may have improprieties in it, but that the truth of the matter is Barry is qualified to be buried in our veteran cemetery down in Spanish Fort just as well as you are. And I think that term has caused a lot of consternation amongst the veteran nation, particularly up down this way in the river region and down south. And I just, it's one of those, I know who you are. I know your bona fides. And insofar as, and here's one of the things that I'm a big proponent on, Jared, and you know this, veteran nation is anyone who served honorably. And that means if you served 4 years or you served 22 like me and like you and done, if you door kicked like we did, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're service support. And I think that is where I'm getting a lot of people calling me saying, what's going on? What's this stolen valor stuff? So just be aware of that. And I know who you are. And I know what your bona fides are.
Yeah, no, and I'll clear that up real quick because I said it to Dale this morning as he was getting fired up on the other line. No, I mean, I don't believe it's stolen valor. I think it's as simple as Barry's embellished what he's done. Mm-hmm. That's going to upset a lot of people, but it comes out that Barry's embellished what he's done, and it's not stolen valor, but it's the same thing that he wrote an article, or there was an article written with his statement in 1819 News that they were hitting Tim Walz about. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's hypocrisy at its highest. That's what people are seeing. Mm-hmm. And so that is the thing that bothers me. But here's the deal. when I put my stuff out there to, like you said, show my bona fides, I wasn't 22 years in. I was 6 years active, did 2 years in the IRR, a little bit less than 2 years, but an 8-year contract for NSW when I got out. I had the privilege of going overseas, working with a lot of great men. Every deployment I went on, I had a close buddy that died. When I'm getting questioned on that, because I have been, there's been a lot of people on social media questioning, on top of $5 and $6 million worth of ads saying that I'm a Democrat, to the point that ladies at church are asking me, "Are you really a Democrat?" I've got to at least stand up and say, "Hey, look, I am who I say I am. I'm not a Democrat. I encourage Barry to do the same thing." And then this thing is blown up because of him. Now, as far as all the stolen valor claims, I don't know who's making that claim, but I know that I haven't made it because I don't believe that's the case. I believe it's embellished service, straightforward and simple. And it's on him to clear it up for the voters, not me, not anybody else.
Good.
Yeah, and I don't know if I even have a follow-up question other than, again, to say how I feel, how I was thinking about this morning. I think I said it yesterday, that it's not just this race, and it tends to happen actually near the end of these election cycles, especially runoffs. It makes a man want to pray for the return of kings. Because I just sometimes...
100%.
we need Jesus in this.
Return of the king.
The king,
Christ, buddy.
the King of Kings, baby.
Well, the fullness of time would be beautiful to behold. But I get frustrated that the fellow with his face out there, with his name out there, with the records out there, I just wonder, are y'all running your own show?
Well, hey, now here's one thing that you can say. I mean, it's something that I've even said in my videos. These are entities that are supporting Congressman Barry Moore, that are going after Jared Hudson and have for the last month and a half. Whether it's Club for Growth. Club for Growth went after President Trump in 2023 when he was at his weakest, right? When he was literally looking at being put in jail under all of these lawfare tactics that are being used against him. So all of that being said, I know that it's not him running the show on that. Just like any of these PACs that support the candidate that they want. I mean, you can't do it. Now, maybe that means we need to look at all of federal election law. Maybe we need to do a revisit of that and reset some things so that you can't buy these seats, and it's a true who is the best man for the job, who is the best woman for the job, and let the voters actually get out and pick. I would totally agree with you on that right there.
Now, and I guess I'll know another one of these negative ads as you're just answering the question and stay it rolling on the TV here. So if you had to lay out the issues you really think voters care about in this little span we have, what are those issues?
Yeah, well, I think the first one, if I was there right now, got to pass the Save America Act. Democrats are creating all kinds of problems for us, but when they had it up for a 51 vote last week, what happened? 4 Republicans were holdouts, which segues into the next part. Got to push federal term limits. These career politicians have messed us up for far too long. Our fathers, our founding fathers, didn't intend to be there forever. It's truly service. You need to go back home at some point in time. We've got to have federal term limits across the board so that we don't have these people been in there for 100 years making dumb decisions. Then to the next thing, why do they want to be in there? In congressional stock trading. We have got to end congressional stock trading because it's insider trading for us fellas, but it's just the way they allow them to play when it's a member of Congress. And then finally, making sure that we drain the slush fund, drain the congressional slush fund, and release the names of representatives who are hiding their sexual improprieties with staffers or whoever with your tax dollars. These are the things that matter at the front end to the American people that I want to deal with, but the people of Alabama even more, making sure that we deliver on the Armed Services Committee, making sure that we deliver on the Committee for Veterans Affairs, 10% of our population being veterans, making sure that we pass acts like the Major Richard Starr Act that would stop reducing the benefits our veterans receive just because they've got a retirement that they earned. We subsidize health care for illegal immigrants and everybody else. Why are we not taking care of our veterans when they have a retirement? Those are the things that we can deliver for in Alabama to make sure that our voice is loud on the national stage. And as your next U.S. Senator, that's what I'm going to go forth and fight to make sure happens. The United States of America's arsenal of democracy and freedom around the world. Alabama's the arsenal of the United States of America. We need a senator who's going to go and fight and make that happen and take your issues to Washington and not bring Washington back here to Alabama. And I'm the guy for the job.
Dan, I got one more follow-up on the all the negative stuff. Did you know before the public knew that these questions would be raised about Barry Moore's record?
that about his military service?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I mean, I was in the room with him when he did the Kamala Harris word salad. And I was like, dude, I don't know what that was. Some guy just straight up asked him, are you a veteran? Or you consider yourself a veteran? Simple yes or no. I mean, I can ask anybody, and they say yes or no. And he didn't do that. And I was like, dude, that was kind of weird. That was the first time I'd ever heard him sit down and answer that. So that's the only time I'd ever heard it. It was very odd, and then it all started blowing up after that.
Okay. No, I appreciate that answer. Really do.
Yeah, buddy. So to answer your question, no.
Right. So what's the plan in the next few days? I'd imagine with this campaign, you're going to hit a lot of major areas here in the state because this is crunch time.
Brother, you're exactly right. It is crunch time. It's kind of like Smokey and the Bandit. Got a long way to go and a short time to get there, right? We're burning all over the place. I'm actually on 2059 right now, headed back from North Alabama, heading to another event, and I've got to be back up here tomorrow for something. So it's just going to where the voters are at and making sure we tell them our story and get out and vote on June 16th.
Well, and before I let you go, I just got to say, at least you, nor did Congressman Moore, put out a video against one another using AI with a fake pet raccoon. I just want to say thank you for not doing that. I don't know.
You know, somebody else mentioned that to me today. I haven't even seen that yet.
You don't want to see it.
Hilarious.
You don't want to see it. It's garbage. Hey, you got more important things to do, Jared. Hey, I just want to tell you, Rangers lead the way and long live the brotherhood, and we're praying for you.
That's right.
All right.
RLTW, LLTB. Thank you, brother.
Right,
y'all have a great day.
Appreciate it, Jared. Again, Jared Hudson, candidate for United States Senate. And speaking of the raccoon.
Yeah, let's see it.
Yeah.
It is bad, though. Look at that.
Yeah, this was put out.
John Wall.
John Wall.
He's a butterfly farmer, too.
Charlie John Wall's pet raccoon.
Oh, my God. I love it.
This is an actual ad put out, but of course, AI.
I'm Charlie, John Wall's pet raccoon. I live with him in his house. I sleep with him in his bed, so I know John Wall. Wall made up a fake identity to cheat in elections. Wall refused to vote for Trump. And Wall celebrated Ramadan in a Muslim mosque.
My gosh.
Not Muslim.
Oops, gotta go. Time for bed.
Now, maybe the trick here, and we fell for it, is it's so bad you play it so the claims get out there.
Yeah.
But it's...
That's garbage, man. That's garbage, dude. John Wall sleeps with raccoons.
What is that? No, that is paid for directly by the Wes Allen campaign.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me.
And I see Wes. I shake Wes's head at the debate. Again, who's running these things? Wes didn't decide to do that. Did you?
He had to bless off, probably. He had to say, don't do that, please.
It's just, again.
Yeah. If it's true, though.
Praying for the return of kings, if not the king. All right?
The king of kings.
Yeah. Anyway, we'll be right back after this.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Paid for by McGinnis for Alabama, 203 Investment Lane, Summerdale, Alabama, 36580.
Hillary! I'm really feeling my pain. I sure could use a 5-point plan right now.
I'm Christina Warner McKinnis, and we all need the 5-point plan for Alabama farms and families. Better food security. They should be able to buy Alabama rotisserie chicken with SNAP benefits, not margarita mix. Guide more farmers to the millions of dollars in grants they deserve. Protect our farmland from China and promote sweet-grown Alabama for tourism. We need more Alabama food on the plates of our schools and home. It's time to tell the politicians in Montgomery, same old is not working for us.
Christina Warner McKinnis for Agriculture.
I haven't asked the big guy yet, but I have a feeling he'll like the plan.
This 5-point plan is huge, very special. And believe me, I know the 5-point plan. And all the other 5-point plans are horrible, probably made in China.
Yes? Yeah, I'm Bill. You called about some breaker stripping? Oh, yes, Bill. My brother-in-law says you can do almost anything. That's me. Not much I hadn't seen.
Do you really want someone who does almost anything in your electric box? Think about that. Because each year, thousands of home fires are caused by faulty wiring. That's why you want a professional, like the electricians at Crosby Electric.
Bill, how's it going? Bill, ooh, are you okay? Oh, yeah, well, I didn't really need my eyebrows anyway.
At Crosby Electric, all technicians undergo rigorous safety training, as well as background checks, drug testing, and continuing education.
Bill, you think maybe I should call a real electrician? No, these little slip-ups happen. Everybody does it. Really?
No, not really. When you need professional electric work, or you just like someone to assess your home for safety, call the experts at Crosby Electric, 272-2085, or visit us at crosbyelectric.com.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. At PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 special. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
You've got to try the new TikTok diet.
Just ask Chat.
I just take blue-green algae.
You just have to eat kale. Kale, kale, kale.
I read you should put butter in your coffee.
Or you could trust your gut. When it comes to your energy, digestion, and overall health, how do you know what's actually right for you? That's where Viome comes in. Viome is a simple, at-home gut health test that looks at your body's real-time biology using RNA to show what's going on inside you right now. Not trends, not guesses, your biology. With your results, Viome gives you clear, personalized, actionable guidance. Which foods help you, which ones don't, and which supplements your body actually can benefit from. All based on the world's largest gut health databases and thousands of clinical research studies. Many people who use Viome report better digestion, more energy, and an improved mood within months. So stop guessing. Start knowing.
And maybe still eat the kale?
Maybe. Learn more at viome.com/know. V as in Victor, IOME.com/KNOW. And use coupon code VIOME50 to save $50 off your purchase.
And eat everything blue.
No, thank you.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Tired of spending your weekends fighting weeds, patchy grass, and a mower that never starts? Mosley Lawn Pros is the solution. They handle residential and commercial lawn maintenance, landscaping, cleanups, and property care, so you don't have to. They show up on time, do the job right, and leave your lawn looking sharp every time. Stop stressing over your yard and start loving it. When it comes to your lawn, call the crew your neighbors and local businesses trust. One call, one crew, problem solved. Mosley Lawn Pros, built on hard work, driven by quality. Find them today on Facebook or Google.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368. An equal housing lender.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Clark Heating, Air, and Plumbing. It's time to schedule your spring tune-up with Clark Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Don't wait. Schedule today. Give them a call at 334-277-2125. Alabama certification number 88007.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. 9 days till the official start of summertime, but we are deep into a summertime pattern. The risk of any evening storms are very small. Very muggy tonight, overnight low temperature in the middle 70s. Tomorrow, Saturday, I think we're back to the mid-90s with triple-digit heat indices again. But we'll start to see more storms on the radar. I've got the rain chances maybe 40%-ish for many towns, and even better than that by Sunday. But still, some towns get skipped. The highest rain probability is up to about 80% by Monday as a front approaches. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Joey Carrico in the studio. And let's go to Buck, who has been patient. Hey, how are you, sir?
Hey, sir. How you doing today?
Good.
Good. Good. Had a couple questions for Mr. Hudson, but I guess he's already gone.
Yeah.
He said he wasn't there. Anyhow, the question I had for him was, what was he going to do with his nonprofit if he was elected to this Senate position to begin with? Did he mention that anywhere you know of?
Not that I know of. I mean, the proper answer is probably to take some time off and let somebody else run it.
So for 6 years, he's going to just let that nonprofit just go to waste? Is that what you think? Or I
don't know. I'd imagine you could find somebody to run it.
Okay. But he'll still stay on the payroll, though, more likely, right?
I don't know. This is where I wish we had him in the studio so you could ask him direct.
Yeah, I'm not. That's the question I want to ask him right there to begin with, because I don't understand that side of it. If he's doing such a good job in that nonprofit, and why does he want to give that up? It's just a shame. He needs to be thinking about those children out there. He really does. But, and he's not there. Okay, the next time, I'm a veteran myself, to be honest about it. And I was listening to y'all while he was on the radio there. And I never did got a clear his opinion of what he thinks a veteran really is. Did you hear him say anything as a clear definition of veteran to him?
He did not, and that's the problem. That's problematic because I'm looking at the congressman's DD 214 right now, and he is definitely a veteran.
Right. Well, that card, the card they showed, on Facebook and all. There's two different VA cards. Y'all say I'm a retired veteran. We have one card like the one that Mr. Moore shared. That's for anybody that had military service.
Right.
Then the other card is for health benefits purposes. And what it does is, if you're deployed or retired or whatever from the military, then you have this veterans health ID card. So that gets you into the VA hospitals and things like that. That's the two differences. So, Mr. Moore will have the one he showed, and Mr. Hudson will have the other one because he is had active duty time.
Well, you're right, and the way you get that second card is you have to enroll in the health system. That's right. You're right, and you have to be eligible for it. Which I'm looking at the DD 214. He deployed to Australia. What this does, and I'm glad you called. This causes a divisiveness in veteran nation that does not need to be made. Distinguishing between, I was an Army Ranger. I'm highly decorated. I've got Bronze Star. I've done a lot of stuff, but that doesn't make me any better than you or Barry Moore. We're all veterans.
Well, I agree with that 100%. I wonder why he got out of the military. Did he mention that, why he got out?
Well, he was in OCS. He was in officer candidate school.
No. I'm talking about Mr. Hudson.
6 years of SEAL team. I think he was on 6. I can't remember what SEAL team he was on, but that's like living 20 years of your life.
I understand that. Okay. And I don't know Navy grade. So what rank was he?
He think it was an E5, E6 maybe, but when he got out, it was 6 years. He was probably E6.
E6. Okay. Well, do you think that he's being fair with these attack stuff he's doing?
That's a very difficult
I wish
question.
he would answer straight up.
We can't get a straight
I tried
answer.
that. Other radio hosts, Jeff Ford, Dale Jackson tried that, and the fact that he's sort of avoiding giving his own opinion while his campaign's giving an opinion. And then I asked, are you even running your own show? And I don't think I got a direct answer to that. And that's just frustrating.
Yeah, no, it is for people out here. We're out here in the world out here just listening to what he says. And I've heard him face-to-face a couple of times. One time in Montgomery, the farmer's market, when he first got in the race a long time ago. And he hadn't changed his speech, not one sentence the whole time. So he's got a canned speech, bam, 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 and loud. He is so loud and boisterous. So it really bothers women, I think, more than anything else. I've noticed he's so loud, that they mentioned it to me after the Monday meeting thing. They just didn't like his loud, boisterous attitude he had,
He's an operator. He's an operator like me.
I'm used to that.
A lot of people think I'm loud too.
Yeah, maybe that's a North Alabama, South Alabama
Yeah,
difference
maybe it
too.
could be.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm hard of hearing. I like to talk loud, so I'm hard of hearing. Everybody around me has to talk loud to hear them,
You know what my wife says? She says, because of all the combat and guns, she says, you've got selective hearing loss with me. I said, that's not true.
Well,
yeah, I know.
well, I've got another call rolling in here.
Good call.
Want to hit the stop. Great call, bud.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service, brother.
Thank you. You too, sir. Have a good day. Bye.
Let's go to Carol. Hey, Carol. How you doing?
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Thank you for taking my call.
Yeah, thanks for being on.
Thank you. Well, yes, I'm going to say first off that I am a veteran, and I did serve 4 years active duty with 2 years reserve.
Yep.
And and I want to tell straight up from the get-go, Barry Moore has not embellished anything. He did serve his time in National Guard, however many years it was. We all call them veterans when they serve.
Amen.
And when he's in his campaign and talks about putting on combat boots, every one of us put on those black leather, laced up combat boots that we had to spit shine every night, and we called them combat boots.
That's right.
We didn't say we had served in the war. We didn't say we were in combat, but we wore combat boots.
That's right.
And that's what Barry has said every time. He's never embellished and said anything else. And it just frustrates me to no end that this guy and his team are trying to take something so minute and blowing it out of proportion and misconstruing what was said and what is meant. And I as a veteran, am upset with it. And like you just asked him on the radio a while ago, would you want to just put this aside and go on with something else? And you can tell he didn't. I mean, he is milking this for everything he can. And to me, that's not somebody I want as a senator. And Barry has been one of the best congressmen that we've ever had. I mean, his record shows it. And we're going to sit there and berate him and tear him down and call him a liar. And the fact about him sending out a cease and desist letter, whoever did this anonymously that got this started knew Barry was in a car going to place campaigning. And they caught him unaware, and all of a sudden he gets information. This is going to be released to the media. He don't even know what all is supposedly being released. Of course you're going to send a letter and say cease and desist. We all know that once it gets out there, you can't pull it back. Once the public hears it, it's out there, and he was trying to stop it before it ever got started. So I think that was the right thing to do, was to say, don't even put it out there. Let me prove what I'm going to prove without you trying to make me guilty before it even gets out there.
Yeah. Straight out of the mouth of a veteran right there. That's what I was afraid of.
No, it's a shame. Like I was saying, it's just a shame. And I hate that it often gets this way, and it does smack of the Alabama machine.
Exactly. And, I mean, they had just tore this man down. I've sat here, and I hate to admit it, I've read Facebook message after Facebook message just tearing Barry down. I won't know he stole valor. He didn't do this, and he's suing everybody. That's not somebody I want in office. Look, the guy's got to protect himself. Who else is going to protect him?
Amen.
Well, Carol, I appreciate the call and you being patient, but I got to run here.
Thank you for your service.
Okay.
Thank you for your service.
Thank
Yep.
Thank you for your service. I don't say that to you.
It was an honor.
Well, let's hit this break. We'll be right back after this.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings 6 till 9 and afternoons 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
PSC Equipment and Farm Supply in Raymer always has the best sales, and David's at it again with the Tag It and Take It sale. Saturday, June 13th, load up those trades and bring them with you to the one-day-only mega event. PSC will offer special one-day clearance prices on tons of new and used equipment and implements. Mini excavators as low as $49.95. Mini skid steers starting at $39.95. Quality utility trailers from $17.95. Good Guys cattle trailers starting at just $79.95. And those popular 500 series poly fertilizer spreaders with the stainless steel spinners on sale for $7.99. Tractors, trailers, equipment, attachments, even warehouse products like seed, lime, and fertilizer will have a tag it and take it price. The Choo-Choo Food Truck will feed you, Tony Mills will sing for you, and David Steelers. One day only, Saturday, June 13th. PSC Equipment and Farm Supply, 21704 Troy Highway, Raymer, right near Sykes & Kahn.
This hour of news and views is brought to you by our good friends at Alabama Home Mortgage. Alabama Home Mortgage, 567-4223. Visit them on the web at myalabamahomemortgage.com. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. Let's go right to the phones. Talk to Michael Cohen with Cohen's Electronics and Appliances. Hey, Michael, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are y'all?
Oh, great. Just right at the end of a runoff campaign season. It's so lovely to talk to all these folks.
Yeah, it's definitely some wild stuff happening in politics.
So I'm getting a kick out of all these Europeans in America, like discovering Buc-ee's and like the Gulf Coast of Alabama and so many other things. Like, wow, America's actually pretty awesome.
Do you feel guilty for just taking all of this cool stuff for granted?
A little bit, yeah. Now, if they actually had to live here, say for a few months of the summer, they might start sounding like us.
Yeah, because we definitely have our heat.
Yeah, there are downsides, but no, it does remind you of like all the awesome stuff we have.
Well, the other thing that's so funny is everybody hates the country because Trump's running it and piss and moan about it, but nobody's leaving. I mean, how great is a country that you can hate, but you won't leave?
Exactly right. And I'd imagine if one of those Europeans stopped by Cohen's Electronics and Appliances, they'd be blown away by your showroom.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've got some really nice stuff on the showroom, be it that 115-inch mini RGB TV from Samsung that's just got an incredible picture, Sub-Zero Wolf, Maytag, Speed Queen, MHP grills, the Napoleon grills, Traeger. I mean, there's a lot of cool stuff, and everything that we have over here is kind of upsized from what a lot of the Europeans have.
Yes,
they have front load washers and dryers that look like they do about 2 pair of blue jeans.
Euro trash.
Get a proper American product. And folks, if you're looking for great, proper American products on the electronics or appliance side, or all those amazing grill options Michael just named, and they can help you out there at Cohen's with all that. But of course, then the huge difference comes in with the service they offer, including service after sale, including long after the sale. If something comes up, they're always ready to help you out there at Cohen's.
Well, I mean, that's really the name of the game because, anybody can sell you a box and send you home with it. But, having qualified people, knowledgeable people that can answer your questions, help direct you to the right product. And then when you do need service, when you have technicians that can come out to your home and work on your washer or dryer, refrigerator, it's a big difference in comparison to what else is out there. And that's the only way we've been able to sustain being in business since 1957 is because of the service.
Well, folks, y'all stop by today. That's 2515 Eastern Boulevard here in Montgomery, open 9 to 6 Monday through Friday, 9 to 4 on Saturdays. And find Michael and be like, hey, I heard you on that radio show with that Joey Clark fella.
That's right. Yeah, y'all come see us. Let us help you make the right choice in whatever your needs are, whether they're appliances or electronics, and have a safe and happy weekend.
I appreciate it, Michael.
Thanks, Michael.
Take care.
We got to hit this top of the hour break. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington.
A key U.S. government surveillance program is set to expire today. The surveillance tool known as FISA is seen as vital in preventing terrorist attacks and catching foreign spies. It's set to expire after congressional efforts to temporarily extend it failed in a bipartisan fashion. Critics say the program allows the government to aim its surveillance tools at American citizens without a warrant while it's investigating those foreign threats. That's something that raises Fourth Amendment concerns. The Fourth Amendment meant to protect people from unreasonable search and seizure by the government. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has signed a memorandum of understanding with the UFC to create a public-private partnership with the Mixed Martial Arts Company. That comes ahead of this weekend's cage fights on the White House South Lawn. A winning day on Wall Street. The Dow Jones Industrial Average right now at 367 points. This is SRN News.
Let me ask you a question. Are you carrying a balance on a credit card right now? If you are, you're paying somewhere around 24% interest. Wow, 24%. That's not a loan, that's punishment. Meanwhile, you're sitting on a house full of equity at a fraction of that rate. The math is insane, and the credit card companies are counting on you not adding it up. Fellowship Home Loans does the math. For over 20 years now, Mike and Brian have helped families consolidate that high-interest credit card debt into their mortgage and start keeping the money they've been bleeding out every month. Everything is done in-house. One roof, one team, all with a servant-led mentality, people who know your name and treat you like family. Break up with your credit card. Go to fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, fellowshiphomeloans.com/Mike G, or call 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-MIKE, 800-510-6453. Ask for your free mortgage checkup. Fellowship Home Loans, mortgage lending by the book.
Nationwide Mortgage Bankers, DBA Fellowship Home Loans, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS number 8193.
Rich Thomas Weather, a service of Riverside Chevrolet Wetumpka. If it's Chevy, it's Riverside. Best price, best selection. Check them out on the web at riversideusa.net.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. 9 days till the official start of summertime, but we are deep into a summertime pattern. The risk of any evening storms are very small. Very muggy tonight, overnight low temperature in the middle 70s. Tomorrow, Saturday, I think we're back to the mid-90s with triple-digit heat indices again. But we'll start to see more storms on the radar. I've got the rain chances maybe 40%-ish for many towns, and even better than that by Sunday. But still, some towns get skipped. The highest rain probability is up to about 80% by Monday as a front approaches. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Life's a beach with an ASE loan financing the fun you deserve. It's your summer, your way. ASE has the funds. Apply online or at any of our 9 locations.
ASE Credit Union. Your life, your goals, your ASE.
Federally insured by NCUA.
1819 News.
A construction company working in Milan, Italy, has been accused of unfair wages and exploitation of their laborers. This same company is also working on Alabama's 2 mega prison projects that have seen ballooning cost in the past few years. That company is Cadell Construction. The case out of Italy was reported on by the Associated Press, which interviewed 5 former employees. Italian authorities are also looking into the claims against Cadell Construction after 2 of the managers were arrested for labor exploitation in that country. Cadell Construction has been in Italy working on the American consulate in Milan. The company brought in 70 workers from India for the project. Workers say they were forced to work 6 days a week on 10-hour shifts with substandard pay. The workers say they were threatened if they questioned any of the conditions. The U.S. State Department is investigating this case, and Cadell Construction says they are cooperating with the authorities. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Did you know that 70% of people experience a potentially traumatic event in their lifetime, and that 6 out of every 100 adults face PTSD every day? Help us bring hope to these survivors by signing up for your Alabama Distinctive PTSD Awareness License Plate today. The great thing is you can sign up no matter when your current plate renews, and the first year is complimentary. All you need is your VIN number on hand. Drive awareness, drive hope, and customize your plate today at atease.org.
A double murder investigation is underway in Chambers County after 2 bodies were found in a wooded area off County Road 86. One of the victims was a man from South Georgia, the other a woman from that area. The Alabama Department of Forensic Sciences is conducting autopsies in this case. The World Championship Turkey Calling Contest is about to sound off this Friday. The contest will be held at the Mobile Convention Center, which has been hosting the Turkey Call Championship since 1940. It first started at the Battle House Hotel in the downtown area. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Trust Montgomery's glass experts to provide you with fast and convenient service when and where you need it. Find out how affordable independent glass can be. Free estimates on storefronts, shower doors, furniture tops, plate glass window glass, plexiglass, custom beveled mirrors, residential or commercial services. You come to them or Independent Glass will come to you. Call Independent Glass 263-2823, 263-2823, or stop by 2047 Bell Street near the entrance to Maxwell. Independent Glass.
This is your roving reporter. Today I'm talking with a prospector. That's right, man. I'm prospecting for gold. You dig? No, but it looks like you do. And you know the first thing I'm going to do when I strike it rich? What's that? I'm going to hire David Ernest to be my money man. You mean everyone's favorite asset preservationist? That is correct, man. I'm going to call him up at 833-596-7233. 833-596-SAFE. You know, I've heard a lot of the good things about David Ernest. You know, he's the best money man around with over 40 years of experience. Experience is necessary, especially when you're digging for gold. That's right, man. And I can see that you don't have very much experience. What do you mean, man? Well, you have the little plastic bucket and shovel like a kid would take to the beach. Yeah, man, well, I want to start out small and then kind of pace myself up until I strike it rich. Well, maybe you should call David Ernest first. You think he's got a shovel? Never know till you ask. I dig, man.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
Paid for by McGinnis for Alabama, 203 Investment Lane, Summerdale, Alabama, 36580.
Hillary! Hillary! I'm really feeling my pain. I sure could use a 5-point plan right now.
I'm Christina Warner McInnes, and we all need the 5-point plan for Alabama farms and families. Better food security. They should be able to buy Alabama rotisserie chicken with SNAP benefits, not margarita mix. Guide more farmers to the millions of dollars in grants they deserve. Protect our farmland from China, and promote sweet-grown Alabama for tourism. We need more Alabama food on the plates of our schools and home. It's time to tell the politicians in Montgomery, same old is not working for us.
Christina Warner McInnes for Agriculture.
I haven't asked the big guy yet, but I have a feeling he'll like the plan.
This 5-point plan is huge, very special. And believe me, I know the 5-point plan. And all the other 5-point plans are horrible, probably made in China.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers. It's time for Montgomery's conversational radio show. It's News and Views on News Talk 93.1 FM. To join the conversation, call 272-9228.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Joey Clark. Troy Carrico in the studio with me. And let's go right to the phones. Ed has been very patient. Ed, how are you, sir?
Doing well. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. I was just calling in, wanted to discuss a little bit of my disappointment. I really thought for a second there Jared Hudson was going to lay the whole veterans thing to rest. But then he pulled a crawdad move and backed out of shutting it down. Did I read that wrong?
No.
No, you did not.
That's why I asked the way I asked.
It was the moment that you could take it and put it to bed, and he missed it.
Yep.
Anyway, I'm disappointed in that. I just want to kind of give a perspective, if you will, from my own view. I'm an Air Force veteran.
Thank
I
you
was
for your
23
service.
years old when I went in. I'd gone to college and I had failed. And my dad told me I was spinning my tires. It was time to do something. So, and I may get a little emotional because it changed my life. It really did.
Good.
The military
Good.
was phenomenal. I encourage people constantly to put their name on the line.
Amen, brother.
But when I got out and I'm sitting in church on Veterans Day, and I'm sitting next to an old man that was a belly gunner in a freaking B-17 in World War II who didn't have a left hand because it got shot off.
Man.
And then the guy on my right over here is a guy I went to high school with, and he was in the Marines, and he's seen action, and he's a little messed up.
Yeah.
And they say, all veterans stand up. I don't feel worthy.
Just stop that. Stop that. Put that right out of your
And
head.
that's what my mother said. That's what my wife said. And that's what all the men around me said. Stand up. And so I do it today, but I do it with hesitation.
No, do not.
Because I know my role. Look, basic training in the Air Force, I knew I'd made the right decision. We're standing out on the flight line. I've got a TI. He's marching us around, and a B-1 bomber comes over. I don't know how high it was, but it was low enough that the sonic boom shook us, knocked us out of formation.
Yeah.
He calls us back together, and he says, "Do you boys know what that sound was?" And we're
Victory.
all kind of nothing. And look, another guy, a little kid, he goes, "Sonic boom, sir." He goes, "Hell no, boys, that's the sound of freedom."
That's right. Victory, baby.
And then he said the words I'll never forget. "And do you boys know what the best thing about being in the Air Force is?" And nobody dared to answer since Sonic Boom was wrong.
Ice cream after every meal. Ice cream after every meal.
No.
Oh, sorry.
No, I mean, listen.
I'm just
he
kidding you, buddy. I'm just kidding
We send our officers to do the fighting.
You know what? Listen, so here's a true story. You're right, brother. And let me tell you this: the other air forces of the world, their officers touch nothing. Those officers, the Air Force, they get down with their crew. They look at the wrench turners. They look at all the wrench turners, ask them, how is everything on the Burt? You guys are the epitome of the gold standard for Air Forces.
It's attention to detail.
That's right,
Attention to detail.
Yes, sir.
And the details matter. And what I've seen in this race is nothing but rhetoric from a man who denigrates another person's service.
Amen, brother.
I don't feel worthy, but there's no way in heck I'm going to tell somebody else they don't. That's me. That's me. You don't put that on other people. I'm just disappointed. Thank you guys for taking my call, and thank you for doing all this.
Before you go, where do you live at? Where do you live at, brother?
I live in Hartsville, Alabama.
Okay, I would invite you, if you ever get a chance and you're down this way, the last Monday of every month at the Feast Buffet on Atlanta Highway. The Admiral's going to be calling here soon. I want you there. Listen, you are a veteran. Don't you ever hold your head down in shame. Do you understand me? I mean that.
Yes,
that upsets me. I fight for Veteran Nation. Don't cheapen it.
Hey, I was even worse. I was in the hospital in the Air Force.
Let me. I love it. Listen, man. Listen.
The whole parking lot was a no hat, no salute area.
I told you know what? I know I joined the wrong service after I ate at one of your chow halls over in Iraq. I go, they've got ice cream everywhere.
I'm doing X-rays in Tampa, Florida on McDill. We've got 36 holes of golf. I'm doing X-rays on Norman Schwarzkopf and Marines. We had Marines, we had Army, we had Navy, we had Coast Guard.
Yep. Yeah, it's
and
so calm.
every one of them would come through there, and they would all complain about not joining the Air Force.
So
if
calm,
any of you kids are listening out there, and your ASVAB scores are high enough, we'll take you, brother.
You are a great American. Thank you, brother.
Thank you, Ed.
Yep.
Love y'all.
All right, man.
Bye.
Too. Yeah, that was great. No, and it shows there is an honesty and a modesty to the individual often who served.
There is.
Um,
there should be.
Great point by Ed. Now let's bring on Admiral Kent Davis. Admiral, how you doing?
Hey, Joey. Great, Joey. How you guys doing?
Oh, we're
Outstanding, sir.
we're good.
Outstanding.
I'm having a very good day despite all the crazy politics in this runoff.
Yeah, you've had some lively discussions about veteran status and raccoons and
Yeah, what's with the raccoon? AI raccoon. What?
That's a little bizarre, I'll have to say.
He is.
I wanted to call in. I wanted to chime in. I heard some of the previous discussion, listened to Jared Hudson, and I have weighed in a little bit on the internet about this. First of all, let me say this. I know Jared Hudson and Barry Moore. I've gotten to know both of them pretty well. And I got to say, both are very good men. And I mean that. And I think sometimes we get so caught up in politics and the mudslinging, we forget that. These are two great men, both of whom served their country honorably. And let's not forget that. That's the bottom line. They're that small percentage of people who put on the uniform and serve their country. And I think it's important to say that. I did want to clarify some things, and I actually called Barry Moore's staff when the story first came up to ask some questions, and they were very forthright with me and answered questions. There's no doubt in my mind that Barry Moore was a veteran, and here's why I say that. That original article that came out, and I think in the Gateway Pundit or something like that, it cited one narrow federal definition for federal VA benefits. There are many definitions of veteran. When I was in Veterans Affairs, I always said, I don't care how you serve. If you serve in the Guard, Reserve, Active Duty, Title 10, Title 32, we consider you a veteran. You're eligible for our services. We take that approach in my current job now. If you served in uniform, you're a veteran. We will help you, period. So I think it's splitting hairs, and it's a little ridiculous when we get into these arguments of who's a veteran and who's not. If you served in uniform, you're a veteran in most people's books. That's at least the way it should be. I really don't like the comparison of, well, you're more of a veteran than I am, or I'm more of a veteran than you are because I did this in uniform and you didn't. That's absurd.
It is.
We need to stop that. And Troy, I think you brought out a great point that Barry Moore is eligible for burial, God forbid, in the State Veterans Cemetery down in Spanish Fort for having served in the National Guard. That's all important. I did ask Barry Moore's staff about, okay, I suspect that original article confused some things because even active duty military personnel don't understand if you're in the Guard and Reserve, you don't get a DD-214 for all of your service. You only get it for periods of active duty.
That's right. That
got all confused. There are different forms for the National Guard in many cases. That was left out of that original discussion. If there was any mistake made, it certainly didn't rise to the level of stolen valor. You know, that's someone who claims I'm a Medal of Honor recipient or something like that. And there are certainly plenty of cases out there. So people need to be careful with the accusations and even the language they're using when they say someone's not a veteran or they're guilty of stolen valor. That doesn't add up.
And you know,
it's really dangerous.
Admiral, I had the benefit of looking over Congressman Barry Moore's DD 214, and a couple of things jump out at me. Number one, E5, which is the pay grade for all officer candidates. If you're at OCS, ROTC, at the service academies, or in the State Guard's military academy, you get paid and for administrative purposes benefits as an E5. Now, what's interesting is in the Air National Guard, which Barry was affiliated with as well as the Army National Guard, E5 is a staff sergeant by terminology. That's right. We're a buck sergeant in the Army. It's just a straight sergeant. So that was just typo, not a typo. It was a misinterpretation of him claiming that he was a staff sergeant E6. No, he was an E5, which classifies as a staff sergeant.
Yeah, I even asked Barry Moore's staff about that kind of pointedly, and they were very direct. They answered it honestly. They said, one time a staffer jumped to the conclusion. They saw in his records, oh, he was an E5 or E6, and jumped to the conclusion, oh, he was a staff sergeant. He didn't sign anything to that. It was published, I think, one time, and they admitted, yeah, that was incorrect. A staffer did that. Right. Now, okay, does does that rise to the level of all the accusations that have been made? I don't think so. That's pretty innocent administrative mistake by someone who's not familiar with military ranks. I was an E5 when I was an officer candidate. My rank was officer candidate under instruction. Now, somebody else could look at my DD-214 and say, oh, you were a petty officer second class in the Navy, and I'd have to correct that, but it would be an easy mistake to make.
Yeah, and then the shame is like you have the man himself, Jared Hudson, who I agree, I think is a great guy in many respects.
Oh, he's a great guy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, there's just like stuff he's done in his life where I'm like, that's seen in Wayne's World with Alice Cooper. We're not worthy. We're not worthy. But then what's frustrating is that guy is sitting here saying, well, I'm not the one doing this.
Well,
and I'm like,
yeah.
then why don't you just clear it up? And then he won't clear it up.
Let me tell you a couple of stories about both men that shows their character. So Jared Hudson called me one day. It's been weeks ago. Said, hey, I'd really like to learn about the mission you're doing at Vets Recovered. Could I stop by? I said, absolutely. I said, Jared, we have one rule. No campaigning here. We ask that you not use this as a photo op for campaigning. He and his wife came by and spent a couple of hours here. We talked about everything from PTSD, veteran suicides, what's lacking. Wonderful conversation. It was sincere, no ulterior motive. I've bumped into him several times. He's just a great guy with a sincere, genuine interest in helping veterans, and I think a lot of other people as well. Then, a few weeks ago, I was in Washington, D.C., and I asked, hey, can I make the rounds and go visit congressional offices? The only congressman that made time to meet with me personally was Barry Moore.
Yep.
Same thing. Sat down, had a wonderful conversation. He asked great questions, sincere interest in veterans and their issues. Just both great, genuine guys. It's actually nice to have a choice of two veterans in a race that actually care and are down to earth and have a little bit of humility about them.
You know, and the disturbing thing about all of this is, and I think Sergeant Major Battaglia was on earlier, he shared his consternation as well, is we have blue on blue going on right now. And
absolutely.
And that's fratricide. Friendly fire is not friendly at all. We know that. And the thing about it is, leveling the term stolen valor is a serious allegation. And what it does is it causes a divisiveness amongst our veteran nation, which we do not need. And whether it's money coming from dark money outside, from maybe somebody that we know, it doesn't matter. This is a veteran. You don't turn on veterans. We should not be cannibalizing each other.
Absolutely. We need to stop this. This whole discussion needs to stop, put it to rest. Judge them in on their merits and what they propose to do for the taxpayers of Alabama if they were elected to the U.S. Senate. Period. Enough. And you're absolutely right. I'm tired of the fratricide in the veteran community. We've had too much of it. We need unity in the veteran community because God knows there are some politicians that don't always have veterans' interests at heart.
Well, Kent, I'm out of time here, but I always appreciate your time. And again, folks, we're talking to Admiral Kent Davis, and hope to see you soon.
Thanks so much, guys. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, sir.
272-9228. That's 334-272-9228. This part of the program brought to you by Alabama Home Mortgage.
Yeah.
And they're at Alabama Home Mortgage.
Veterans. We're just talking about veterans.
Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon, especially if you're a veteran.
That's what we're talking about.
They can help you. They know the latest with the VA mortgage program. And these are benefits you earn through your service, especially all that are being a little humble. Like, come on. You qualify for this.
That's amazing.
Don't leave money on the table. And it could be whether you're looking to buy. Mm-hmm. They have benefits like no down payment purchases.
That's crazy.
It's incredible. Or 100% cash out refinances.
Yep.
If you're, all sorts of reasons to refinance. For fun reasons, or you want to restructure debt.
Buy some SpaceX stock if you can get your hands on it. Right?
You want to be liquid for some reason. They can help you out there. And even if you're not a veteran, they can help you out there at Alabama Home Mortgage. Go with a great local company that's helped hundreds, if not thousands of folks over the years. That's not like one of these fly-by-night online companies or one of these big banks where you're just a number. No, they actually get to know you there at Alabama Home Mortgage and are going to get you the best possible deal, again, whether you're doing a home purchase or you're looking to refinance. And they serve beyond Alabama. Of course, they're licensed here in Alabama for mortgages, but they can also do Georgia, Florida, and Tennessee.
That's amazing. Get you a beach house down there somewhere on Orange Beach.
So check them out today. You can always call them up direct at 567-4223. That's 567-4223, or apply online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. There is a difference in mortgage companies. Let Kim and Madeline prove that to you today. NMLS number 1586368, an equal housing lender.
Want to carry News Talk in your pocket? Download the News Talk 93.1 app from the App Store. Available on iPhone and Android. Never miss a moment. Download now.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
Democrats invited an illegal invasion of our borders and ballot boxes. That's their plan to stop Trump. Block the Save America Act requiring citizenship to vote. And Rhino Jared Hudson, he stands with them, working against President Trump. Hudson backs a Senate rule letting Democrats block the Save America Act, paving the way for illegals diluting our elections, drowning out Alabama voices. It's no wonder why Hudson's already caving to open-border Trump-hating Democrats. They're bankrolling his campaign. Hudson took over $32,000 from the same liberals who bankrolled Kamala Harris. Worse, Biden-Harris donors are funding a super PAC that spent $600,000 propping up Jared Hudson. Bought by Democrats, siding with Democrats. Alabama doesn't need a rhino rookie senator betraying President Trump, like Jared Hudson. Alabama Freedom Fund is responsible for the content of this ad, paid for by Alabama Freedom Fund, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee. AlabamaFreedomFund.com.
This is your roving reporter, and today I'm talking with a political activist. That's right, man. And could you please explain to us your red cap with the letters MMRGA? Yeah, man, this is my MARGA hat. MARGA? Yeah, man, that stands for Make My Retirement Great Again. I see. And to do that, what you need to do is call David Ernest, the asset preservationist. That's right, man. You can call David at 833-596-7233. That's 833-596-SAFE. And I understand that's a toll-free number. Yeah, man. Get David Ernest on the case, and your retirement will be great again. And you make these hats? I do. Here's a whole pile left from the last administration. And they say CPWABD. Yeah, man. Corn Pop was a bad dude. And as you said, there's a whole pile here. Well, there wasn't much demand. I can dig it.
Trust is the number one reason why a patient chooses a healthcare provider. Adams Drugs has been your trusted healthcare provider since 1962 and has been voted the number one pharmacy in the River region for many years. We strive each and every day to provide you the level of health care you have come to expect from Adams Drugs. The employees at Adams Drugs take pride in developing relationships with their patients, from making sure your prescriptions are filled correctly to getting to know you and your family's needs and following up on any questions you may have. Adams Drugs employees deliver top-notch service. We ask you to visit us at any of our locations in Montgomery, Prattville, Wetumpka, Millbrook, and Pine Level Marbury and give us a chance to earn your business. You can find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Paid for by McGinnis for Alabama, 203 Investment Lane, Summerdale, Alabama, 36580.
Hillary! Hillary! I'm really feeling my pain. I sure could use a 5-point plan right now.
I'm Christina Warner McKinnis, and we all need the 5-point plan for Alabama farms and families. Better food security. They should be able to buy Alabama rotisserie chicken with SNAP benefits, not margarita mix. Guide more farmers to the millions of dollars in grants they deserve. Protect our farmland from China and promote sweet-grown Alabama for tourism. We need more Alabama food on the plates of our schools and home. It's time to tell the politicians in Montgomery, same old is not working for us.
Christina Warner McKinnis for Agriculture.
I haven't asked the big guy yet, but I have a feeling he'll like the plan.
This 5-point plan is huge, very special. And believe me, I know the 5-point plan. And all the other 5-point plans are horrible, probably made in China.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number one in the number two business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Well, hi, everybody. 9 days till the official start of summertime, but we are deep into a summertime pattern. The risk of any evening storms are very small. Very muggy tonight, overnight low temperature in the middle 70s. Tomorrow, Saturday, I think we're back to the mid-90s with triple-digit heat indices again. But we'll start to see more storms on the radar. I've got the rain chances maybe 40%-ish for many towns, and even better than that by Sunday. But still, some towns get skipped. The highest rain probability is up to about 80% by Monday as a front approaches. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Joey Clark.
Welcome back. (272-9228) if you want to get in on the conversation. That's 334-272-9228. Let's go to Clark. Hey, Clark, how you doing?
I'm doing great. You know, listening while on hold and caught the tail end of the financial services ad. Corn Pop was a bad dude. Let's be honest, people. Given the track record of the accuser, I figure there's about a 94.6% chance that Corn Pop was a fictitious dude.
I got hairy legs.
There it is. Now, if he was an actual dude, I figure he's highly likely a righteous dude. We just weren't getting a straight scoop from Strokey Joe.
Yeah,
But
well,
anyway.
and you know, to back up that name you just used for Biden.
Anyway, I am very willing to let the American public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness, and to
you know the thing.
Oh goodness, there was 4 years of that.
Strokey Joe. Anyway, so on this, who's a veteran, et cetera, et cetera. Look, anybody that signed on a dotted line, went where they were sent, and did what they were told is my brother, okay?
That's right.
High-speed, low-drag people don't need to brag. And, I will say this. The stolen valor thing has gotten bad enough. My last partner before I got out, when asked what he did, will tell people he was part of the marksmanship program or he played the piano in the marching band.
That's funny.
Because he just doesn't want to go into what we did.
Yep.
But anyway, who that is, I don't know.
You know what I tell him? You know what I'm telling Clark? I said, I'm just a knuckle dragger, mouth breathing infantryman grunt. That's all I am.
I did get approached by a Russian when I was overseas one time that started asking questions and asked me what I did. And decapitate people and defecate in that hole came up in the conversation, and that kind of ended things.
Nice. Nice.
Anyway, y'all keep doing it.
Appreciate
Thank
it, Clark.
you, Clark.
Let's go to Crawdad. Hey, Crawdad.
Yes, sir. Question for you fellas. On a DD-214, minimal information there, but if someone was wanting to look up an old friend, there are more detailed things that I could go look up somebody or where they went, what they were doing that was not classified. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
was having trouble hearing you, sir.
Yes, sir. It is. There are. Are you talking about specifically for military members?
Yes.
Yeah, you can go through. There's a couple different outlets you could go through. That the main one is NARA, right? The National Agency for Records, but that's for legitimate reasons why you would get it, and that would be for your own. But there are some outlets and organizations that can assist hook up people with connections like that. If you're interested, I would invite you to hang on the line, and I can get your number and be able to call you back and tell you what they are.
Please do.
Okay, just leave if you would. Stay on the line, and I'll get your number. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Thanks.
272-9228. Again, 334-272-9228. Actually, if you want to go
Can I do
pick
that?
it up right now, because we got a second until we had a break. There's all sorts of stuff we could try to change gears. But, yeah, just pick up the phone and hit the flashing button, and it'll answer it. There you go. And so what am I going to turn to next? Well, first, let's check out 1819news.com, see what's the latest there. Visit Mobile, defiant on LGBTQ promotion following backlash. Okay. And Trump touts support for John Wall in lieutenant governor race. So loud. And there was definitely a write-up of this interview with Dale Jackson earlier today with Jared Hudson. And I listened to some of that earlier and was like, oh, man, what a train wreck. What a train wreck. But, here's one thing that'll make you go, what in the world is going on in certain parts of America? Now, you know me, when it comes to like the whole, we've had this conversation, especially with you, Troy. Like for me with the Muslim question, I think nationwide it's more just an immigration question.
I would agree.
But in certain parts of the, and it's not just a Muslim question, it's like when you invite the whole village to a certain spot, you go, what in the world is happening right now? Now, my hope is the great modernizing forces that do exist will continue to level things out a little bit.
Perhaps.
But that takes time, at least a generation or two.
At least.
So this is just a quick clip that's from Hamtramck, Michigan.
Outside of Detroit.
And this is just a city council meeting in the United States of America in Michigan.
The question here is, who brought this resolution? The original one.
Very good. Original Satnam brought it. Satnam brought it. No.
Anyway, you can thank them.
My question is
He's not outside.
No. He's scared.
But he comes back.
He's speaking right now.
I am speaking. Excuse me. I have done enough of your behavior. Your behavior is very bad. Okay.
Very bad.
Okay. Very bad. Because you are very disrespectful man.
Speak for 30
No, excuse me. You cannot.
Sir, it's not allowed to speak.
I'm speaking.
It's not allowed anybody in the floor to speak.
Ben, you think Montgomery's got issues?
Yeah. Look at that look at the diversity and multiculturalism there. Look what that's giving.
Now the
you.
black dude's like, what the
He's
hell is
like,
going on?
what the hell am I doing here with you people?
Oh, man. No, and, you got to wonder, what the heck is even going on there? Because there's always, wherever you go, there's like weird little
nuances
to, especially at the city, local level of government.
Yeah.
Because, you could pick a tiny town in Alabama and you find the same sort of stupid crap that people do. Because they don't think, especially that's the ironic thing, they don't think anybody's watching in a tiny town. And then now, as social media has flattened the world, it's like,
you're broadcast to the world, baby.
Oh, what a mess. What an absolute mess. But how about this? Since it's been a contentious political day to a degree, I have several Nobunagas here. And I'm trying to decide which one to jump on.
Okay.
One about a stadium parking lot, one about a gas station register.
Okay, gas
one
station.
about your weather report is performed as theater. Okay. I think I want to do that.
I think that sounds like of the three. Let's do that one. Yeah.
This is another missive from the Japanese man, Nobunaga. as he tours the United States of America. Is he actually a real person? We have no idea. But his posts have gone viral because they're great. Nobunaga writes, USA, your weather report is performed as theater, and I have become a devoted patron. In Japan, the forecast is read calmly. Rain tomorrow. Carry an umbrella. Farewell. 60 seconds. A bow. The nation equipped. Here, a man named Chip stands before a living map, sleeves rolled to the elbow, and delivers the coming of a thunderstorm like news from a battlefield where he personally fought. Folks, I want you to look at this system moving in from the west. Folks, he addresses the entire region as kin. He sweeps his arm, and the clouds obey his gesture. He warns of hail with grave eyes, then promises a beautiful weekend with the smile of a man delivering a peace treaty, both within 90 seconds, both with total sincerity. And when true severe weather comes, America, Chip removes his jacket. The jacket comes off, and the entire state understands instantly this is now serious. There's a doctrine of sleeves in your meteorology, unwritten, universally read. My neighbor glanced at the television, saw the bare forearms, and said, jacket's off, better bring the grill cover in. A nation reading a man's sleeves for survival instructions. We have early warning systems in Japan that cost billions, and I am no longer certain they outperform Chip's wardrobe. Last week, hail. Chip stayed on air for hours. No jacket, sleeves climbing towards the elbow like a rising river gauge. He tracked every cell. He told specific streets when to shelter. My street. He said its name. A man on television guarded my street by name until the storm passed. Samurai have served lords for less devotion than Chip shows a cold front. I watch nightly now. I have opinions about the rival station's radar. The radar is inferior. I trust Chip's 7-day outlook because he tells you when he is unsure. And a forecaster who admits doubt is a forecaster whose certainty means something. Straight. That sentence is free, America. Give it to your generals. A man does not ask the storm to explain itself. He watches the sleeves as his ancestors watched the sky. Tonight, Chip is in the full jacket, laughing with the sports desk. Stand down, everyone. The realm is at peace. The sleeves have spoken. Another missive from Nobunaga.
A pearl of wisdom and gem of funniness. I've got a joke for you. So this is about a veteran. So there's this. We got a minute. It's funny. Yeah. It's clean. It's clean. Okay. So
I got to check.
Yeah, it's clean. I promise. There's this Army sergeant major. He could be a Marine sergeant major, like Sergeant Major Battaglia, but he kind of went blind later in his days. But he likes going. He's bar hopping people. He'd get an Uber and just go to different bars. Well, he goes to this one bar. The Uber driver drops him off. Of course, he's blind. He's walking with his stick. Comes in, and it happens to be a lesbian-owned biker bar. Okay. And he walks in, orders a drink, and he's sitting there in his true sergeant major form, waits for a little bit, and he goes, "Who here wants to hear a blonde joke?" And the bartender could see that he's obviously visually impaired. He says, "Here's your drink, sir. Before you tell the blonde joke, I just want you to know there's a lot of blonde females around you. This one over here, she's a UFC fighter. This one over here is she's the president of the bikers club here, and they happen to be blonde and they're lesbian and they're all bikers. Are you sure you want to tell the joke?" And he thinks for a minute. And he said, "How many blondes are there?" She said 6. He goes, "Not if I got to tell it 6 times over and over."
Yeah, man, you could embellish that one.
Yeah, you
like
could.
This one over here.
Yeah,
she runs the roller derby.
I wanted to keep it quick, but the idea is not if they're all blonde.
Mm-hmm. I like that.
It was clean. Yeah, Robin told me that one.
Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, it's Jay Tom.
Hey, how are you,
buddy?
Hey, I'm a veteran, and I can't prove it. I can't find my DD 214.
That's easy.
And I heard y'all talking to Troy and everybody, all that about where can I get the number to get?
You prepared a copy? You prepared a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right. It's www.november alpha romeo alpha nara.gov G-O-V. Again, www.nara.gov. That's the national records. You'll put it, you can do it online. You can do it by mail. Just go to that website, say, I want to get my DD. They'll have an option for you on there, and then you can get it, and it's free. and usually comes. You can get it via email and regular mail. So it's easy to do. Just follow the instructions. If you have any problems with it, you can call back to the show, and maybe I can walk you through. But it's not hard.
I haven't been able to follow you so far. All that the
www, then a period, okay, a period on the keyboard, and then November. That's N as in November, A as in Alpha, R as in Romeo, A as in Alpha, NARA, NARA .gov, like gov. That is the official. That's the official agency that handles all of our records, and you can get it for free. Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome. Thank you for your service, brother.
272-9228. Let's go to line 2. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, Joey, it's Woody. How you doing?
I'm all right, Woody. How you doing?
I'm doing good. For what it's worth, I voted for Jared the first time, and after all this, I'm going with Barry.
Yeah, oh, wow. I was afraid of that. I mean, yeah.
The reason it's kind of silly. I think they're both good guys.
They are.
But the reason I voted for Jerry was because I was kind of pissed off at Trump for the gas prices, and he picked Barry, so I was going to try to just kind of go against the grain a little bit.
Yeah.
But now that I look at it, it's ridiculous what they're doing, and it's desperation, and it just kind of irks me in a way.
It should. It actually should. It's and thanks for your honesty about it. I talked with Jared the other night after the debate or during the debate here in Montgomery, and I just said, "Listen, man, don't sell your soul for quick gold." I'm just this is not a good look for Veteran Nation and for all Americans, actually.
Yeah. Okay. Well, y'all have a good weekend.
Thank you,
Appreciate
brother.
it. Let's go to line 1. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, Joey, Ken.
Hey, Ken. How are you?
Ken.
I'm fine. One parting shot on a little bit of a different subject for everyone to ponder over the weekend and then on the eve of the election. And that is, we could wind up with the presiding officer in the Senate being a former football player for a national championship winning coach at one state university, serving under a famous and very successful coach at the other prominent state university. As a veteran of 22 years from E1 to 01 and in succession up to 06, I have not enjoyed a lot of the comments that are being made on your show. I know it's necessary, and I know people have some perverse interest in it, but let's get it all straightened out and think about important things over the weekend, such as having an Auburn coach and a football player from Gene Stallings' football team.
Well, I appreciate the call, Ken, and I like that. I like that a lot. Get our priorities straight, folks. Thanks, Ken.
Enjoying the show.
Thank you. Let's go to line 3. You're on there. Who's this?
Hey, this is East.
Hey, man.
Hey, I got to tell you, Troy, I got to tell you about my dad. When he was 14, 15, 16, he would go around to the different recruiting stations trying to buffalo his way into some branch of the service, though he wasn't old enough.
That's funny.
During World War II.
Yeah.
And he finally made it in, and the Navy recruiter in Pensacola pulled him aside and said, "Son, if you come in here one more time, I'm going to turn you into the FBI. But if you come in here with a high school diploma, I'm going to send you to Great Lakes, and you're going to be a great sailor."
That's awesome.
And that's what he did. Now, he got out of the Navy. He was mustered out because they dropped the bomb on Japan.
Right,
They didn't need him.
Right.
And he was bitter about that. So he did this. He went and joined the Air Force, a new branch.
That's
didn't
right.
have to go through basic training.
Yeah.
And went over and served in Korea.
Wow.
So I tell him back when the Korean War Memorial was erected, I said, "Dad, I want to take you to Washington And he just shook his head. He said, no, he says, there were men that did far more than I did. He said, I'm not worthy of a memorial like that.
That's not true. That's still not
It's
true.
not. You and I both know that. Look at Troy. He got shot at by a North Korean sniper.
I'm sure he did.
Yeah, well, he was carrying some records across the grounds there, and he was ordered by an Army sharpshooter to get down. They dispatched the sniper, and then he got up and delivered his papers. And later he was given a medal by the UN for being shot at and hiding behind a garbage can.
I tell you, your dad.
That's why he wouldn't go to the memorial with me.
Your dad's a great American. Your dad's a great American, was a great American, always a great American. And, I thank you for sharing that memory, because when we don't tell that story, it gets lost in time, and that's important. So good stuff, man. Your dad sounded like a great American.
Well,
he was. And hey, look, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here. And I'm a military brat, and I'm so proud of him. I think they ought to have a bronze statue of him on the in Washington, but he wouldn't go for that either when he was alive.
Well, you know what? You've shared something with me, and you know what? He was in combat, and you know what? It doesn't matter. We don't get to choose a lot of times what happens, and he did his service, and he's a great American. So God bless your dad and you and your family.
Really appreciate it, East. I got to run, man.
Thank you.
Thank you. We've got to hit this break. First, this part of the program brought to you by Pest Pro Services, and they're at Pest Pro Ashley, and that great team are ready to help you out with any and all of your pest control needs. But in particular, it is mosquito season.
They're bad.
They are nasty creatures from hell.
They are from hell.
From the very pits of hell. They suck your blood. They urinate on you.
Give you diseases.
And they ruin a good evening when you're trying to enjoy the back porch or the front porch or hang out by the pool or something. You invested a lot in your property. And now those mosquitoes are ruining your good time. You don't want to welt on your face or your neck or right on. He got me on the ankle.
Ankle biter.
Ooh. So instead, have Pest Pro Services come out, get rid of those nasty, nasty mosquitoes. And of course, they can also offer you basic pest control needs. Great local company that's been growing leaps and bounds because they're just that good. And they're good folks that are always giving back to the community. So check them out today. PPSRiverRegion.com if you want to learn more. Or you could always search Pest Pro Services on the Book of Faces or call them direct at 265-9990. That's 265-9990. And be sure to tell them that Joey, that fellow on the radio, sent you.
He may not know whether he's coming or going, but whether you're going to work or coming home, Greg Budell is there. Mornings, 6 till 9, and afternoons, 3 till 6. Only on News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
When it comes to your mortgage, who you work with matters. And this is one decision where local makes all the difference. Don't fall victim to flashy mailers, spam calls, or 1-800 lenders who don't even know your name, much less your neighborhood. Those lenders are often sitting in some faraway state, reading from a script, and chasing volume, not relationships. A local lender understands the market you live in, or should I say that we live in. At Alabama Home Mortgage, you can look at us in the eye and trust us with one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. Local lenders don't disappear after closing day. Our reputation is built right here, one family at a time. So before you pick up the phone and call a stranger, remember us, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon at Alabama Home Mortgage. You deserve guidance from someone who knows the community because they're a part of it. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
We get a lot of questions about what all we handle at Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. I'm Hannah Grantham.
And I'm Eddie Bader, and we will handle all of your real estate needs.
We handle all your buying and selling needs, from your first home, next home, land, investment property, and even commercial properties.
We do it all and have the experience that shows you what makes us different.
So when you think real estate, think Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. Look us up on Facebook or give us a call at 334-368-6358. And let us show you who you have on your sign matters.
This hour of News and Views is brought to you by our good friends at Cole Plumbing, 279-8919. Cole Plumbing is number 1 in the number 2 business. You don't have to dig a hole. They have proprietary pipelining technology. Ask them about their tankless water heaters. Remember, when you have trouble with your bowl, call on Cole.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back. I'm your host, Troy Carrico in the studio, and let's go to the phones to talk to Ray Bowles of Prattville Carpet. Hey, Ray, how you doing?
I'm good. I was just talking about this Barrymore situation. You know, I never served, and Dad never served, because whenever Dad signed up to go to Vietnam, they put him in line, and they looked at his heart, or let's do his heart, and they said, nope, you got a heart murmur. Boom, he went out. So, and that he didn't even know he had a heart murmur at the time. Turned out he had a hole in the back of his heart, and he's always had heart issues after that. But here at Prattville Carpet, my 2 cents is, if you went through basic, you're a veteran.
That's right.
You know, I mean, I've never done it. I'll respect anybody who's ever done that. To sign on the other lines to go protect me. I really, really appreciate y'all. And when it comes to politics, because I've been in politics, I hate when they go negative.
Yep.
All you're doing is telling me you have nothing to offer.
It's true.
What do you have to offer me? You have not told me anything you're offering me. What are you going to do to make this the greatest state in the union? And if all you got to do is scream about your opponent, well, then, yeah, you're not the man for the job.
I think these are words of wisdom.
You know, all I want to hear is, how are you going to make us the greatest?
Amen.
This greatest state in the union.
Amen.
You know, get up there and go to work for Alabama and quit yang about your competition. And so, yeah, I sort of got soured on this deal.
Yeah, likewise. And, you know, what could cheer somebody up if they're feeling a little sour? New floor.
A brand new floor. Either that or go to TikTok and watch all these Europeans and everybody around the world talk about how
Euro trash. Euro trash.
Going to Buc-ee's and stuff. Man, that's pretty awesome.
I'm hooked. I'm hooked on all of
I
them.
love it.
It's great because I've had the pleasure of going to Italy and Africa and different places and try to explain what our world is like. You can't explain it,
brother.
and when they see it, they just, you know, we have such a bad reputation until you get here. You're like, it was nothing but lies. This place is great.
Ray, I tell people that have never really traveled abroad, you take it for granted every day you turn your faucet on, there's clean water coming out of it.
Hey, amen. You know what? I don't complain about paying taxes anymore because my toilet flushes.
Amen, my man. We got infrastructure that works here, and it's a lot of people don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been in places that you sat on a brick and there was a hole.
Yep.
Yeah, no complaints here. But hey, if you don't want any complaints, call Prattville Carpet, 285-8117. We're you tell me, Greta. Greta's telling me bye, and we'll be glad to help you. We're here tomorrow from 9 to 11, 9 to 1. Sorry, 9 to 1.
Again, that's 285-8117, and be sure to tell them you heard Ray Bowles on the radio with Joey and Troy.
Guys, y'all have a great day.
Appreciate you. Well, appreciate you. Appreciate all the calls.
It was a good Friday. We started out fire, but it got veteran sideways, didn't it?
What about me? Do you appreciate me?
Yes, of course I do.
The best
Captain.
looking man in Montgomery just walked in behind you. You're the second best.
Perpetually sun-kissed. I'm working on my thing.
I know you are.
I don't have the Florida history.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, stay tuned.
Infamy.
Happy hour with Greg Terry. They're next.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy,